All right. Welcome, everybody, to day 3 of the 2022 NFLHC draft. We are joined by Saluna,
Yo.
NP Clem,
Hello.
Imposter,
He was here a second ago.
he must be AFK, and Ace Wolf.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And we will ask people if they want to come on today to give an interview or just talk for a little while. PM me on Discord, and I will try to get you on. Day 3 is usually meme intensive, and not a lot of these picks are people that we know, so we won't have much to say about them. So. All right. Start the clock. We have
started it.
Buffalo on the clock with the 100th pick. And the clock has started. Let's go. Buffalo's had a pretty interesting draft so far. Trading up to number 1. And I believe, didn't they trade up for this pick? Or I thought the Colts had this pick, right?
Traded up 2 spots for it earlier today.
Yeah, they gave us a 6 in exchange for a 7, so we moved up around to drop 2 spots. So for us, it was good value.
Wow, they must have really won. Oh, when did this happen this morning? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they have a guy in mind that we weren't gonna pick, but we weren't gonna fight with him over it.
Do they? I guess they think that Cincinnati might take him.
I mean, I think at this point it's just a good value pick, so maybe that's just what they're thinking about. Maybe they don't want anyone to 7.
I bet I know who it is.
Take a guess. It's all about the guesses on day 3.
I would go with a kicker. Buffalo's always had pretty crappy kickers.
I would go with the last guy available who wasn't from the safety class, or the last guy available from the combine who was not a quarterback, fullback, or safety, in Cyrus Paulson, the outside linebacker from Ohio State.
Is that the only guy left, really?
Everyone else has been taken.
The Bills have 1 minute left.
Could also be a strong safety because their strong safety retired, right?
Yes. That's correct.
That could be it too, as well.
With the 100th pick, Buffalo Bills select Cyrus Paulson, outside linebacker, Ohio State. Bengals are now on the clock.
Look at me go.
Good read.
Did they really have to trade up 2 picks or 2 spots for this? I guess.
Probably not, but I don't think no one knows what Cincinnati's gonna do. So
That's true.
Plus, it's an Ohio State guy going to Feverful. Picking his own players.
I was high on Paulson at this point. If he was there, I would have considered him. But, I mean, a 77 overall who went to the combine at this rate is a pretty good value.
he did like nothing last year, though.
His 2020 season was pretty good, though.
Really? On last... Well, I guess they had Kyrie Bryant and the Condon guy were like the stat line every week last year. By the way, if you guys like Kyrie Bryant, the other guy should be coming out next year, right? The other defensive end? That dude's feel like just as good.
Yeah, that's something that happens sometimes. Like that Alabama team that won the last Alabama team that won had quite a few like decent NFL players come out of it that like didn't make very many stat sheets because they had just so many like dominant players on defense.
Cincinnati has selected Matthew Dyson, free safety, TCU. The Colts are now on the clock.
I figured he'd be top 5 in this round.
Yeah, I mean really good teams. The original LSU teams, the poster child for this, with like having so many good players on it that like nobody ever made stats. I believe all 4 2013 LSU wide receivers are still in the league. It's like a ridiculous group. The Colts have selected Sean McDermott, wide receiver, South Carolina. Bengals are now on the clock.
Oh, I really like that guy.
I was wondering if Clem was going to take him.
Was he good?
He was top of my board for this draft right now, for what my needs are, at least.
Oh, South Carolina had a really good start last year. They started like 8-0 or something, and then kind of fell apart. But
the guy had like, if I remember correctly, he had like over 1,000 yards and like 12 touchdowns or something.
What we really liked was that he had no drops either the whole season. He had 75 catches and no drops. So for a fourth rounder, we thought that was really, really,
and he's got good size.
Yeah, can't wait to see him in the preseason. That's gonna be interesting.
Plus, we'll have Aaron Shea throwing to him.
Well, not in the preseason, I would hope.
I have Paulson stats if you guys want them from 2020.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of preseason, after the draft, I will be making a thread to schedule your preseason games.
Also, we have to make the training camp. Like you have to sign up for like if you have any scrims and that all that kind of stuff needs to be posted.
Yeah. The other thing is we're thinking about, although this is not confirmed yet, we're thinking about making the preseason where you kind of like the real preseason where you don't really play your starters except for one game, but you have to play your starters in one game, usually the third game. So we're thinking about doing that. I'm sure a lot of people will be against that just because of injuries, but it's more realistic that way.
We need to standardize the preseason a little bit because they're like 60% of the games last year were like one team's starters against one team's bench players, which is like utterly worthless.
Yeah, there's like you don't need to get any information from a game like that.
Like we need to somehow standardize it a little bit. So if you guys have a better idea on what to do, feel free to let us know. But we have to do something about it.
Cincinnati's up again.
They're almost out of time. We got 30 more seconds.
Paulson, though, in 2020 had 8 games, 47 tackles, and 2 sacks.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Last season he had 10 tackles and 1 sack.
I wish we could get Bubata on here with stats. He's talking in the shout box about stuff. Condon is a 5 out of 5 junior next year and number 2 on his class board. He had 18.5 sacks in his freshman and sophomore seasons. Brian has 19.5 in both freshman and sophomore. Kyrie. So he had 1 sack last each of the years.
Marcus Terrell had more in the last 2 years.
Cincinnati has selected Prince Matos, outside linebacker, Louisville. Cardinals.
A lot of people liked him.
Yeah, I liked him.
Well, I guess they did need an outside linebacker, so maybe they would have taken Cyrus Paulson in with their 101 pick if they
Curious if the
didn't trade
Bengals
up.
got sniped. I want to know.
Paulson was a coverage guy, and Matos is a blitz guy, so it may not have been in the right scheme. Paulson, it did say in his pro day, though, that Paulson played in both a 3-4 and a 4-3, so I guess it could have been decent.
Those, I'll just say that for like low-level guys like that, I usually don't even pay attention to the scheme. I think it does matter, but not as much as people think, I think.
Arizona has selected Ozzie Spillman, cornerback, Arizona. Seahawks are now on the clock. This is the dude who's played like every position on defense.
This is like a really boomer bust pick. Like no one really knows what he's capable of.
I was half expecting him to take another running back.
He was a 5 of 5.
He's the lowest rated ever, 5 out of 5.
I'm excited to see his development. I just hope that he doesn't get thrown into the fire early. But I think that could be decent for them.
We have no reason to believe that Spillman's going to be anything of value at all. But as a 4th round pick, it's really not a big risk at all.
I feel like 4th round is you just take the best player that you think might develop, and then after the 4th round, it's just like whatever. Just take people who you think are going to do something.
Memes.
And Spillman should be like their 5th highest rated cornerback on their roster, so there's no reason to believe he'll be put into the fire too early, like Ace Wolf said.
By the way, Emperor just posted his depth chart for next year. God damn.
that O line is pretty sick.
AW3 to me.
Yeah, please kill me.
Seattle has chosen Kevin Faulkner, strong safety Marshall. Texans are now on the clock.
So this guy was a 77.44 coming out of college,
But he was a
This-
4 out of 4?
according to Pump, who was researching him a lot.
That was the guy that I thought that Alien picked yesterday, but I had the wrong guy.
What is his name? Kevin Faulkner. He's not even on the defensive stats spreadsheet. Weird. Maybe nobody did Marshall's stats.
Well, they do have Gabriel Hightower, who's a second year 79. So maybe they're looking for Faulkner to take over in a year or two.
Safety run.
That's what the third strong safety. Oh, Faulkner was a free safety, wasn't he?
Probably see him pop up in a few picks then.
Doesn't he have a history of violence?
The time is triggered by the AW3.
He's an early tech too, I believe.
That he was.
Oh shit, my mic went out. It was Devin Goss from Michigan. Yeah, he was an early dick. I think he was a 4.5.
These picks are going quick. This is why we started later, because it's like gonna go really quick, probably.
We're actually already like 7% through.
The last 2 days were both 3 hours, like even almost. So
I think this one should also be roughly 3 hours, if I remember from last year.
Last season, Goss had 43 tackles, 6 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles with 5 tackles for loss.
By the way, if I can get the conference commissioners for teams that have posted their depth chart already, if I can get you to do the eligible players for next draft for your conference, I would appreciate that. Somebody can start a thread at somebody else, so I can get started on next year so I don't fall behind.
Are we having transfers this year?
Yes.
Okay. That won't really matter for that because seniors.
It's not going to matter. It doesn't make a difference for that. 49ers got 1 minute left. I did like 20 progressions in the last 20 hours, if people noticed, or like since yesterday's draft ended. I have less than a page left, plus the FCS rosters, which won't take long. So I should be done with that stuff soon, so I'll post the transfer information. Unfortunately, the CFB season doesn't start for like 5 weeks because it starts with week 4 of NFL preseason, so whatever that is. We got training camps and rookie mini camps in probably the next 2 weeks, and then the first preseason game. So I think the CFB season will start like the last week of September or the 1st of October.
Can I start hyping a player up that someone should take?
Sure.
We talked about him yesterday, but I want to put a plug in for Blair Holcomb again. He was very... Go ahead.
I thought you said well, I guess he is inconsistent, but 4th rounder.
He's inconsistent. Not even necessarily now, but I knew that I was going... I want to make sure that I say something about him. He was boom or bust, but when he was on, he was on. And he's the most pro-ready quarterback in the draft, according to the readiness grade.
Oh.
He had a 9.5 readiness grade.
49ers are out of time. The Steelers are now on the clock.
Weird.
That's weird. I was just talking to Jumanji.
fuck me up now.
Time has mentioned that Adam Young led the nation in interceptions as a freshman and is still available. He was an early deck.
Cardinals are trying to trade up, apparently.
Young has 11 interceptions last 2 seasons combined.
Oh, wow.
But only 19 tackles, which is, I mean, whatever. He's a 76. You don't want him to tackle people.
That's
At
not
this
bad
point,
value.
like, you don't even have a lot of time to trade up, so... And there's, like... I don't know, it's not a lot of value here.
Please, somebody do Belichick memes with me where we swap picks for no reason if you're, like, next to me. San Francisco selected Devin Brantley, the other defensive tackle from Nebraska, next to our Queso friend.
That guy was significantly better stats-wise than the higher-rated guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. I talked to Cesare this morning about it, actually, because I was curious, and he likes Brantley way more than he does Quezada.
What the? So they've won D-line twice because they took Parker Holmes, right?
Is this the Cardinals
Yeah,
or
they
the
did.
Niners?
Niners.
The Niners.
Yeah, that's the second D lineman.
Steelers got 1 minute left.
Does Brentley have stats? I have him down for no stat sheets last 2 seasons.
He was playing behind Queso Man, whatever his name is.
Quezada.
Yeah, the thing is, this guy actually, I believe he started like before. I might be wrong, but I believe he started like before the other guy. That's like a freshman, sophomore. Could be wrong though. Nebraska's had a lot of defensive tackles.
Oh my God, is Akeem Williams coming? He's a senior already, right? Does that mean next year's draft is going to be AW3 to me jokes for like 2 months?
Unless he's like terrible.
And knowing with how much he was hyped up, that's completely likely.
The Steelers have selected Lorenzo Rogers, kicker, Air Force. The Raiders are now on the clock.
High flying.
He was good, I think. All of like Discreto's people are so underhyped, but perform like so consistently well as a team.
I have a chance, or that there's a guy that I could take, Reginald Lattimore, that I got in a big spat with whenever I was the coach of Wyoming. We were both recruiting him, and we both had like this exchange in one of the post-game threads after we played.
Is he like a wide receiver? Yeah, he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, 74.
Emperor says, Bubata's looking at my depth chart, and I'm so fucking hyped for whatever magical shit he does with it. The Raiders have selected Adam Young, cornerback, SMU. The Lions are now on the clock.
Yeah, he had like 8 interceptions or something like that last year in early deck. So I like him as a prospect.
Well, you picked him because he got mentioned.
No, I actually had him on my top of my board, but
I'm sure you did.
I was hoping that since you guys mentioned him, that he'd get picked right before me. Like always happens.
Alien, do you mind revealing the rest of your board? That way we can reveal them to everybody.
No, I'm sure Saluna, like, he knows what I need and shit, so he always comes up with somebody right before I pick to try and, like, say it on the draft so it gets picked.
Why you called me out like that?
You know it's true.
Well, you tell me what you need like for like 3 weeks before the draft, so I don't want you winning. Falcons have selected Frederick Bartlett, wide receiver, Purdue. Jets are now on the clock.
Falcons?
Lions. What is it? Lions selected Bartlett. Jets are on the clock.
I was about to say...
This is a national champion, Frederick Bartlett. Choo choo. The Bart train has left the station.
He has over 2,300 receiving yards and 23 touchdowns last 2 seasons.
Wow, that's actually a lot for somebody I didn't really even know that well.
And 149 catches with only 5 drops.
That's a lot of drops, actually, I think. Well, no, I guess not.
I mean, for a 4th rounder, I guess it's not too bad. You're not expecting him to play right away.
I guess that's about that seems okay for drops. In college, I think it's a lot of drops. Time says, LMAO, sheeple, I tricked Alien into taking Adam Young. Bartlett is a locker room cancer, apparently.
No, he's saying Adam Young is.
Oh,
He's
okay.
actually +1.
Jets have selected Luka Bragg, defensive tackle, Iowa. The Seahawks are now on the clock. Damn, we are burning through this draft. Halfway through the fourth.
I don't know why, but like, I feel like every defensive tackle taken after like the second round always ends up doing nothing in the NFL.
Is that true though? Wasn't Quentin Smith taken in like the 5th round?
That's different. That was the first draft.
Oh, okay. That's different.
There was only 16 teams, so the 5th round was actually like the beginning of the 3rd round, I guess.
5 was actually 3. Okay.
Compared to this, like 32 picks per.
There aren't that many good defensive tackles, to be honest, and I can't tell you where most of them were taken.
Yeah.
None of them are on the Falcons. So thanks for some salt in the wound.
You have 2 UVA players. You're fine.
They're the lowest rated players on my defensive tackle depth chart.
Oh boy.
Because you're not playing them.
Oh, fight!
They're still garbage.
I went to UVA. It's kind of self-evident.
Don't do this.
Fucking Inspiral's chewing all the way with that pick by Detroit.
Some people do drugs, and Spiral does Purdue. Oh wow, he is going all the way. Good job, Emperor, linking that image.
That's a reference to a Stephen A. Smith tweet from like 3 years ago.
What for me it just says it's like broken link.
That's what he tweeted out to like millions of followers. Was just take a look at this, y'all, and then an image file.
Seahawks are about to run out of time. Got 40 seconds left. All right, let's see.
Still have a couple of free safeties on the board. Aiden Whitaker and Damani Shepard.
Wait, Shepard, I vaguely remember. Oh, Pixon. Seahawks have selected Derek Dawkins, defensive end, Purdue. The Patriots are now on the clock.
Purduing intensifies.
Oh my god, Inspiral.
Another early deck.
Don't give Inspiral the bonus crew points for drafting his entire team. He's gonna explode.
Fucking Natty Winner needs more goddamn points.
Oh wow, the Stephen A. Smith tweet is still up. He didn't delete it.
I've got Dawkins with 23 sacks last 2 seasons combined.
That's what? Okay, well I guess they did win the national championship, so shouldn't be that surprised.
And I believe he early declared, so he was only a junior last year.
Oh, this might be a good pick then. Seahawks trying to get younger on defense.
On that replacement for Brian Glenn.
Who is the first person drafted this year who will be outright cut by the team that drafted them? Take a guess. I think it's going to be one of the kickers.
My guess is Manny Tui, the fullback out of the Saints took.
You can't just shorten his name like that, man. You gotta say it. The Patriots have selected Golden Bridges, fullback, BYU. Falcons are now on the clock.
I am very against this.
He went to the East Coast. Literally as far from San Francisco as possible and still be in the NFL. Because Miami.
I need a DM B. Mulek here and complain to him.
I'm gonna... please somebody, Seattle take Will Sherman.
I will disagree.
Oh wow, Jumanji's actually mad, so maybe he was considering it.
Dawkins declared early because he's already a man.
What? Is that an Inspiral quote?
Yes, quoted from Purdue's head coach.
Oh, okay. I like how I can tell when it's an Inspiral quote before. I don't even need to know. Did he write it in all caps in the shop? Oh, yep.
I kind of think that at times Inspiral only has two settings on his keyboard, either all caps or no caps at all.
Caps lock. Atlanta selected Trevor Orlando, outside linebacker, Oklahoma State. Colts are down the clock.
It's a good one.
I just assume Inspiral is sitting at his lab, like all day working, and then randomly just erupts into like shouting when he gets excited over stuff. I have made a discovery. This is how he works.
I did want to highlight Orlando a little bit. He's a 4-year starter for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. 140 tackles in his career, 10 sacks, and 7 interceptions.
That's pretty good. Wow, that's a lot of interceptions for an outside linebacker.
4 of them came last year.
Quote from the Giants general manager to the Patriots general manager. Kill yourself, I'm glad I fired you. Colts have selected Shane Strong, running back, Arizona. Vikings now on the clock. Jumbo says, fuck the Patriots draft decisions. Apparently we've gone to only all caps in the shout box.
If Will, I assume that if Will Sherman does not go to a team in the NFC South, this is the exact same reaction that will happen.
The Vikings have selected Damani Shepard, free safety, Stanford, because we mentioned him. Redskins are now on the clock.
It works.
The Redskins currently are, I believe, league administered based on some things that have gone down in the last several hours. So I'm not really sure who's drafting for them.
I am.
Are you?
Don't do it.
The Redskins have selected Johnny Taylor, running back, USF. Vikings are on the clock again. Johnny Taylor. That dude tore up the fucking AAC.
Not really. They barely used him.
What? Didn't he 2 years ago run for like 1,500 yards?
Maybe 2 years ago, but this year, and the last year before that, he barely used him. But he has been good when he actually was used. So
the 2023 draft approaches. After a brutal shoulder injury to Daryl Murphy in the preseason, the Rams are desperate for a quarterback, and with the first pick, the Rams are primed to take Akeem Williams III, finally allowing time to coach the man he wanted so badly. But as he clicks draft, a knife slides into the small of his back. AW3 to me is whispered into his ear.
Never change, Emperor. Never change, please.
Emperor has done nothing for this draft this weekend except get in the shot box tonight and shit talk time.
It's almost like he has a radar or some kind of radar sonar system to wherever he can hear that we're talking about AW3 and just knows when that's happening so he can get in the shout box.
It's called listening to the YouTube broadcast.
That dude.
Let's get a can check. What's everyone drinking tonight?
Barbecue sauce. Oh, what am I drinking? Water. I don't know what I was thinking.
Sound off in the shout box.
I looked to my left and saw barbecue sauce, and I just assumed that was the answer.
all right, I'm gonna invite our first guest on.
The Vikings have selected Zahir Willis, fullback, Nebraska. The Dolphins are now on the clock. Dude, Nebraska's had so many people drafted.
How is that team not even that good?
They didn't have a coach. I think they won every game once Cesare took over.
Hello?
Hey, we have the Giants GM. Let's talk about your draft.
So we got Kyrie Bryant. He kind of just fell to us. Either way, we were pretty happy about who was ever going to fall to us because either way we were going to win because Matt Jones would have filled the need, and we had a need at second defensive end next to Curtis Lewis, and Kyrie Bryant probably the best draft prospect I've ever seen personally. So I was happy with that. Tevin Lattimore, we needed wide receivers quite badly, even though we had 9 of them. Now we have 8 because we traded one today. But yeah, we really needed a good wide receiver, and Tevin Lattimore, our scout loved him, and I was high on him, and then it got low on him, and then I was back to high on him again. It was really weird. I thought he was rawer than he was, but I think I might have been wrong on that one. Like as I looked at the combine and his pro day. But he turned out he had a really good season at Missouri, being thrown to by Tucker Dowden, and I was pretty happy with that. And then in the third round, we just pretty much went best player available with Brian Engel. We only have 1 tight end on our roster right now, and so Engel just filled that.
The Dolphins have selected Caden Oglesby, defensive tackle from Boise State. Broncos are up.
What do you guys plan on doing at quarterback? Do you think you could still get a quarterback in this draft, or are you looking for free agency?
I'm right now. It seems like that we're going to sign someone in free agency. I don't think that any of the quarterbacks left are day one startable. I don't like starting rookies in general, even though I drafted 3 people that are probably going to start. I like to let them sit after drafting Aaron Styles and throwing him into the fire. So I like to let them sit, let them develop more, and then start them. So chances are our starter at quarterback is going to be someone that we sign in free agency.
All right. How do you feel about the other teams in your division's draft so far? So Eagles, Cowboys, and the Redskins, which is now administered by me.
Yeah, I really like the Redskins drafts. I like Tre'Davious Dykes. I was really high on him. I don't think that he's like the next Aaron Styles, and I think Washington. It was a risky pick, but I just really liked them, so I like their draft. And Denny, I was actually really high on the guard that they selected at UCLA. Philadelphia, I like Bowden. I thought he was going to go higher than that. I thought that was a really good pick value-wise, personally. And then, yeah. Dallas and DJ Franklin was an absolute steal at what pick they got him at. I think the 3 teams in my division have had good drafts.
All right. Denver's on the clock. They've got 30 seconds left.
Shout out to Jumbo for supplying me with Jew snacks for the draft. Excellent.
Jew snacks?
Yes, Jew snacks from Trader Joe's.
Oh my god.
They're very delicious. It tastes even better with barbecue sauce.
I was just laughing that he picked the exact brand.
It's literally the exact bottle that's sitting next to me. It's the correct brand and the correct sauce.
I guess Denver missed their pick.
Yep.
Dallas is on the clock.
Do you think that we can get a sponsorship for the site?
Dallas has picked Charles Sherrill, tight end, Southern Miss.
That's a very good pick.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. What happened to the other pick? Did they pick? No, Denver is not.
Buffalo's on the clock.
Oh, this is confusing. I hate when there's like one lagging behind. It's hard to figure out what's going on.
So, Dean, do you guys have interest in Andre Webb or Kyle Davidson in this draft, since they're both still available?
I can tell you right now that we have no interest in Kyle Davidson unless if it's the latest of the 7th round. His pro day was probably the worst quarterback pro day I have ever seen, other than Raheem Morrell, who is also undraftable in my eyes. I actually liked Davidson going into it, but his pro day was that bad that I just have no wants.
I think feel the same way. I think going into the Combine Pro Day situation, I really liked Davidson just because what he was able to do, especially last year at Michigan State with absolutely no help. And then Pro Day comes out, and I'm like, no thanks.
Oh, yeah, I was shocked. I thought he would be better than that. I thought he was raw for sure, but it just seems like that he just has nothing going for him.
Well, his scout grades were not bad. His pro readiness is pretty high. Better than like Stephen Gore or Jordan North, who got drafted yesterday.
Are the Broncos aware that they had a pick?
Are they around?
Thought they were, but
Well, they have another pick coming up, so I hope so.
the main thing that I didn't like about Davidson's pro day was it seemed like his mentality was really bad, particularly the stuff about his about teammates not liking him. That to me is something you don't want out of a quarterback.
I feel like my mentality would be bad too if I was abandoned at Michigan State one year with no other recruits.
True.
I mean, look at his offensive line last year, which is not fair at all.
But yeah,
He performed decently, and that's why I still think that he's a draftable prospect, but he needs to sit. But I wouldn't look at him before the 5th. I'd take him in the 6th.
Bills have run out of time, so now we got 3 people on the clock. Time to make this draft take forever.
Are people here?
Bills are, because they picked at 100.
Bills have selected Leonardo Seymour, offensive tackle, Ohio State. Panthers are now on the clock.
More Ohio State players to the Bills.
Interesting.
I appreciate that Jumbo is offering moral support if we need an outside linebacker, so that we can message him.
Can we talk about the fact that the Colts haven't had a 100-yard rusher in like 3 years? I see his microphone going on, but he's not talking. So I'm just assuming he has a stroke.
No, I was hitting it, but it wasn't like telling me the thing was on, so I didn't want to talk if I wasn't on. But yeah.
Who was your last 100-yard rusher?
Tony Peaks in 2018 when he was an All-Pro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
R.I.P. the corpse of Tony Peaks.
So it's literally it's 3 full seasons. What week was that, do you know?
It was like 15, 16 was real late in the season.
What the hell?
I mean, Otero got like 90 yards plus 3 times last year, but I think once I made 98 yards. And I was like, just fall forward.
This might be one of the best streaks on the site right now.
I mean, if Otero's finished last season continues into this season, I think we'll break it. But, that's a big if.
You could just go Smash Mouth to stop it.
Yeah, but I mean, we have Aaron Shea.
I don't want you to
running
do
back.
well.
Will, don't forget to post the trade on the...
I will.
Okay.
I actually forgot Tony Peaks was a player. It's been that long.
He retired 2 seasons ago.
Well, he died, basically, so...
He tore his ACL in 2019, and then we had to bench him for Elijah Harden in 2020, so that tells you how bad he was.
That's where the curse started.
Yeah.
What is Peak's career rushing yards? Does anyone know?
It can't be that much.
He's got like 6,000, so not really all that much, just because he really only played 4 seasons, really.
I think he had a ton of touchdowns, though, right?
Yeah, that's one thing he did well. He scored a lot. I don't have it in front of me. I can find it real quick.
Panthers are maxing out their time. 10 seconds left.
Denver picked Bernard Shook.
He's shook.
I appreciate that the Michigan State coach is defending Kyle Davidson by saying he had a huge birthday party and that everyone was there.
Direct quotes are, Kyle Davidson has no interest in you, Dean. Y'all are so sad. Everyone loves KD. Believe me. He has the most friends of all time. KD had a huge birthday party. Everyone was there.
Most people don't have interest in me, so I'm used to it. Don't worry about it. I had to bribe Kyrie Bryant to join the team.
Panthers got skipped. Tampa Bay has picked Franklin Crawford Jr. from Northern Iowa, cornerback.
It is a great name.
Are we going to add Johans?
We have to, and you better give him to me. I will fight every one of you.
I really didn't like that guy very much. I looked him up earlier. He didn't really have that great stats.
Please, God, tell me that Johannes Tyler's number is 57.
He's a receiver, so I doubt it.
I don't give a fuck. It's college. They have random-ass numbers. Penn State had a linebacker with number 1 10 years ago.
Going back to the KD thing, I would just like to say everyone was at his birthday party because they pitied him since he's not getting drafted.
Were you at his birthday party? Or imposter?
Wait, what?
Were you at his birthday party? The silence is the best answer, I think. Panthers have been skipped, by the way, for a little while now. I'm just assuming Cade is probably passed out drunk somewhere.
Hagen, go yell at Cade or something.
It's like his default state is to be drunk for the last day of the draft, so...
He's upgraded from not wanting to pick 7th round to not wanting to pick...
I was going to say, I'm sure he's going to be like, oh, I don't really care about 4th rounders. Next year's not going to care about 2nd rounders.
The first round is for losers.
So Tony Peaks had 70 touchdowns on 1,200 carries in his career, with 5,996 yards.
Wait, so I just realized, why did the Broncos pick a running back? Don't they have Emmett Spears and Blackwell?
They tried trading Spears hardcore, though.
Because he sucked.
They tried getting us to take him, but I don't want that many busted old running backs.
I don't even think he's that old. He's only like...
Do you want Elijah Harden back?
No, I'd keep my 4th instead.
I actually liked Elijah Harden coming out, but it's kind of surprising that he wasn't even somewhat decent.
He was on FSU, right? Which quarterback was his? Was he with Dick Cook?
No, he was with Schuler.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I think the issue we had with Harden was we threw him into the fire too early. He started as a rookie for like 15 games or something, and I think had he sat for a year or two, I think he would have been much better off.
Oh, okay.
He just got beat the hell. I think he's got his confidence just tore up that year.
Also, I want to highlight a little bit of the Dallas Cowboys pick, the tight end out of Southern Miss, Charles Sherrill. He had a freshman, I think it was 4.5 quarterback, Alexander Cassidy. Sherrill led the team in receiving yards for 2 straight years while Cassidy was starting his career at Southern Miss.
What year is Cassidy now? He's a sophomore or just finished?
No, he just finished his sophomore season, so he'll be a junior next year.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, the Cardinals are trying to get rid of cornerback Eugene Malone.
Really?
82 overall.
Got an answer from Hagen that he texted Kate, and he doesn't know if he's passed out or not.
I'll take that as a yes.
Are the Cardinals? Can we get somebody from the Cardinals on? Because I really want to see what the fuck they're
I have so many questions.
I don't know why they would want to move Malone because their next guy up is older and worse.
Oh wow, a lot of people picked. Carolina picked Pierce Pryor, inside linebacker from Nevada. Oh wait, that's not a lot of people. That's just one person.
Michigan State's coach is still defending Kyle Davidson. I'm going to draft KD and run a 2-quarterback offense, and then you'll all be sorry.
Power to you.
Yeah, take him. I actually implore you to take him with your 5th.
Also, Emperor of Orange, Kyle Davidson's birthday was only attended by people paid by George Sophos.
Titans have selected Derek Blaylock, wide receiver, Western Carolina.
I really like his stats.
Wait, that's an FCS guy, right?
Yes.
God damn it.
Okay, he laughs like the Joker.
I just like the joke.
George Sophos.
When do you guys think Darius Waters is going to be drafted?
Hold on. Statement from the Bills general manager on his recent Ohio State draft choices. Why doesn't anyone value my players like I do? Denver has selected Aiden Whitaker, free safety, Army. 49ers are on the clock. I believe this would have been the Golden Bridges pick.
Wow, 79 already? It's still available?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. At 127? This is... Well, there was a 79 picked, actually, 10 picks ago with Damani Shepard.
Yeah.
According to the Southern Cal coach, Western Carolina is the worst of the directional Carolinas.
I can strongly disagree and say that East Carolina exists.
There's also... Wait, there's not a North Carolina...
Actually, wait, yeah, North Carolina.
Is there... Well, that doesn't count because it's the state name. Is there a North Carolina?
Or even better, a South North Carolina.
It's confusing when there's already a direction in your state's name.
Run on FCS players.
Yeah, they wouldn't be a North Carolina state. That would be an awful school.
Oh, I just realized the Malone that the Cardinals are talking about is that young cornerback. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy with Ronnie Bailey a couple of drafts ago.
Wasn't he taken in like the first or second round or something?
Second, I believe both were second rounders.
Second sounds right. It's either second or third.
49ers have selected Xavier Smith, Murray State, strong safety. Packers are on the clock.
Ohio Valley represent.
They're really mad about Golden Bridges.
I really wish I had a 4th round pick so I could pick funny names. Don't pick until... I only have 2 picks left, goddamn.
Tapco Brewer.
No. Why did you bring him up? Fuck all of you!
Green Bay's pick is in.
Green Bay selected... Aw, Corey Hall, defensive end, Penn State. Damn it!
Damn it!
That's who I wanted. Philadelphia is now on the clock.
Stormstopper has ranked the directional Carolinas, if you count coastal as a direction. Western Carolina, Coastal Carolina,
In
East
what
Carolina.
fucking world is coastal a direction?
Coastal's my favorite cardinal direction.
How do you get to the gas station? You just go south on Main Street and then you go coastal?
Does Central count?
No.
If Central counts, Coastal counts.
That's true.
I mean, Coastal apparently counts.
The sun rises central and sets coastal. I guess there's probably some place in the world where that applies.
Wait, if it rises central... Wait, what?
It rises out of the core of the earth.
Right in Kansas.
Fuck Kansas. I guess Los Alamos, the sun rose central.
I mean, there's a reason Kansas is a sunflower state.
There's North Carolina Central?
Yes, there is.
Wait, is that real? What?
Yes,
Yeah.
NC Central.
Well, there's all. I mean, if we're going to talk about weird universities, can we discuss Indiana University of Pennsylvania?
Wait, what?
What about Miami of Ohio?
Wow.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis.
That's my favorite one.
There's also at IUPU Northwestern, which is in Calumet, Indiana. There's like 3 of them.
There's also there's another one in Pennsylvania that's like bizarre. That's not Indiana University.
There's IPFW, which is in Fort Wayne, and I know like 15 people who went there, and all of them dropped out the freshman year.
With the 130th pick, Philadelphia selects Justin Evans, wide receiver, Toledo. The Raiders are now looks like.
Damn, I got sniped.
Feels good.
My favorite is Washington University in St. Louis.
I think me and Philly are really close to what we wanted.
Another statement from the Arizona Cardinals: they're not looking to give away Malone. They want a zone cornerback of his same caliber and age.
Let's go.
There's also Pitt State, which is in Kansas. Yeah, it's where you remember John Brown, the wide receiver who was drafted by the Cardinals a few years ago, who's now on the Ravens. That's where he went. They're the Gorillas. The Apes.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
How is he still available?
Fucking goddamn. I don't
Can we
think
get
that's
it?
enough, Abdullah.
Can we get a running Abdullah counter on the DraftCast?
Oh.
Wait until David Dobson graduates this year.
I've drafted 2 AAC players today and 1 for Washington.
Oh, my mic was muted. Fuck.
Saluna, go ahead and check out what I posted in the shout box. It is the Pitt State logo.
Is this gonna give me cancer? What does this look like? Can't be any worse than the Penn State logo.
Wow.
Oh my, that is.
That's a
That is an eyesore.
It is in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
The Pittsburgh is spelled differently than the PA one.
That looks like someone decided to make a Harambe meme like 3 years too late.
Wow, that's actually true.
I really wish some college logos were as bad as the flags of some places in the United States. It would be amazing. Unfortunately, college logos tend to be somewhat okay.
Cade's up again. This is another one of the top comp picks. Let me see who this was. I don't know if I can trace it back exactly, but
This was the Ron Rice, right? No, that was the last one.
no, that was the last one.
I don't know what this is then.
Who all did they lose then? They've what, 3 or 4 of these picks?
Yeah, they have a 5th and a I think just a 5th.
Yeah, it's a 3rd, 4th, and a 5th.
Oh yeah, the Sam had the other one. California University of Pennsylvania.
Are these named after like cities or like where do they get these names from?
I have no idea. I think it's a branch of a. Wait, let me look it up.
I feel like there might be a Pennsylvania University in Indiana, and I'm not joking.
I have a feeling my pick's going to be Smith.
Oh yeah,
I hate that feeling.
The town is called California, Pennsylvania. There's also Wyoming, Pennsylvania.
I'd still like to plug Blair Holcomb for being drafted, please.
Panthers have selected Curtis Dunn, defensive end, Louisiana Tech. The Jets are now on the clock. I distinctly remember this name for some reason, so I feel like he was good.
He was a locker room cancer at -3 with no captain.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Well, he did have 12 sacks last year.
Oh, okay, I'm right.
Yeah. Hannah also was a -2, so the guy picked great for him.
Hannah had like 14 or something like that. I don't remember exactly how many.
I think it was 13.
I feel like the Jets or the Saints are going to snipe my pick.
I actually have no idea who you're thinking of.
Hannah had 14.5 sacks.
There we go.
Oh, wait, I know who you're thinking of. Never mind.
Emperor said, "There's nothing more American than Googling John Brown and seeing the first two results being John Brown abolitionist and John Brown wide receiver."
Okay, the other guy that the Cardinal or the Carolina Panthers lost was inside linebacker Mike Smith, who was an 86.
Who the fuck is that? Why did they get a 4th-round pick for him?
It's from Oregon State, right?
No, he was from Oregon, and he was, I believe, from the first draft.
That's why you take him the full time. Why did it slow down so much all of a sudden? We did the first half of the 4th round in 20 minutes, and since then it's been 40 minutes.
I believe Mike Smith was a free agent again this offseason, so I wonder if he got cut.
He might have retired. I think he might have retired.
I do know that the Jets were trying to trade back from this pick, so...
No, they tried trading back from 112.
Well, that was a little while ago. 20 picks ago, in fact.
It says we might be interested in moving down from 1:33 p.m. me. He said this 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
Go fuck yourself, imposter.
You've been source materialed. Time's almost up.
Oh,
Anyone else that want to come on, join the draft cast, PM me on Discord.
Apparently, Mike Smith was on the 49ers. So the 49ers gave the Panthers a 4th-round pick, and they let him walk in free agency. He was apparently considering retirement last year, but is no longer considering retirement.
I guess he got paid.
I guess he got paid. The Jets have selected Xavier Burrow, strong safety, Alabama. Titans are now on the clock, and the 5th round has begun.
another player that probably shouldn't have gone this far down.
Yeah, this is crazy to me. It can't be that bad. Even if he had like a terrible pro day or combine, it's a 5th-round pick. So he's going to go next to the Titans, obviously.
Also, shout out to the head coach of SMU for saying there's a University of Michigan in Ann Arbor with awful logo/colors.
I agree with that. I still have a t-shirt somewhere. Ann Arbor is a whore. I'm sure it's not the only university that has that.
Maybe we could go through and pick out some really good fits and some more questionable fits from each team's draft, or just kind of pick at random.
I was going to say, there are a lot of teams. 32 to be exact.
Well, you're welcome to start. If you want to, Ace Wolf.
Titans have selected Jason Pierce, center from SMU. Saints are on the clock.
interesting. They drafted a center in like the top 5 the previous year, didn't they?
They did.
That
Dean
Auburn guy.
Strauss.
I guess some backup depth.
I mean, at this point, we're in the 5th round. I'm assuming everybody.
I mean, you got to have somebody to play in the preseason, right?
Who's the best available prospect that is not a quarterback, fullback, or special teamer? And why is he getting taken 2 picks after you mention him?
Sorry, on Tennessee, they have no backup center, so that's probably why they took him here.
Now they do. Darius Waters has not been picked.
When do you guys think he'll be picked?
7th round by a jokester. Rams, please make him Mr. Irrelevant. Send him on a trip.
I was gonna say the best pick. I think I'm trying to shy away from 3rd round picks, but I'd have to call out the Jeremy Green pick to Miami. Jeremy Green was very, very good.
Yeah, I looked at his stats after he mentioned him yesterday, and that was his fucking ridiculous stats. So I think that was a great pick.
He was a 75 overall All-American. So that's a really good value, and he kind of exploded out that junior year and declared early.
By the way, in my research now, looking for who the best available prospect is, I can tell you guys that strong safety is, I think, done for the rest of the draft. It falls off from 76 to 71 is the next highest available.
Good lord.
Saints, got 1 minute left.
Oh, shit.
Did you?
I was typing up the trade block post.
I really like this guy's name, Nazir Leggett. It's a defensive tackle from LSU.
Derek Ogletree, please. Is it Derek or Derek?
Probably Derek.
Saints have selected Javon Knox, inside linebacker, Utah. Giants.
God
Oh,
damn
fuck
it.
you, Saints.
I wanted that guy.
What the fuck? Why? Why did everybody want him? Tell me, enlighten me.
He was the +3 captain, early deck.
Oh wow, that's cool.
With pretty solid production last 2 years, like 80 tackles combined, and
Oh, that's a good developmental prospect then. 75 overall. That sounds like a good idea.
Haven't had the best history at inside linebacker, so.
I'm surprised he lasted this long.
just want to reiterate, imposter, fuck you.
The Giants have selected Xavier Werner, guard, Iowa. The Bills are now on the clock. How does Iowa have so many fucking people drafted? They were like 3 wins last year.
I believe he's the second Iowa player with a +3 captain in this draft.
This is correct. Second one drafted.
Oh man, Abe Rock is available.
I know I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm surprised he's only a 73. This guy kept popping up on stat sheets for Pittsburgh over the past 2 years.
Because he's Abe Rock.
He what's the actually last 4 years? He was a 4-year starter, and he's got like the best linebacker name of all time.
I actually disagree. I think Soldier Brooks is like the best possible inside linebacker name.
What about Major Marks for running back? It's pretty fucking awesome.
Can we make a team of just people named like Soldier, Major? Is there a captain?
I don't think there is. There should be though.
I mean, there was Captain Munnerlin who played for the Vikings.
Which is why I think that name must be in
Patriots.
the generation file. The Bills have selected Martin Parker, guard, Florida. Lions are now on the clock. Damn, my whole O-line is getting drafted.
We were going to double dipping guard at 139.
The dude is 6'7", 268, so he's basically like an ogre.
Also, according to Rocket Can, there are 9 players named Xavier in this draft.
I
That's a
noticed
random
that,
fact.
actually.
Lions have selected Joshua Thurman, defensive tackle, Michigan. The Giants are now on the clock. Why are there so many Xaviers? The real statistic we need to know is how many ethnic names are there this year, percentage-wise. Bubata, please.
Here it is.
The New York Giants select Andre Webb, quarterback, SMU.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's not at all who I expected.
Terrible pick. Andre Webb sucks. It's terrible. He's not going to be good. He's a midget.
What is he, Alien? Can you say that again?
He's a midget.
Jarvis Ward will remember that.
Matty Swift will remember that.
A lot of the quarterbacks are actually 5'11". Like Webb, Black, Holcomb, Gore, Jarvis.
Jarvis is a wide receiver.
Ahmed Jarvis.
Oh, okay, my bad. Wrong Jarvis.
Yeah, the other one. Also, Dean, we posted is up, by the way.
All right, I'll confirm it.
With the Jacksonville Jaguars have selected Deion Madison, kick returner, Richmond. The 49ers are now on the clock.
Why?
Because he's a hybrid and he's a 79 overall. He's a fucking wide receiver.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that he was at least. I thought he was more of the traditional style.
I mean, his designation is a kick returner, but if they're hybrid, they can play wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily well.
That's true, but I mean,
I tried playing my punt returner in college as a receiver, as the third receiver, and he dropped like a lot of passes before I benched him.
I mean, I can give you my justification here. The best available wide receiver is 4 points lower or 3 points lower, and I also need to have Raheem not be returning stuff anymore. I have enough depth issues as there are, and like, I can't. He's like too prized for me to do everything at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really see a problem.
Not saying it's a bad pick. I'm just saying like.
Yeah.
My experience isn't. My guy is also like 5'9" though, so that's.
Also, to be fair, he's like the 5th string wide receiver. I just need depth.
Yeah.
I was assuming that he was not. I was assuming that he was a specialist, so that was it.
Yeah, if it was a specialist, I don't think I would probably.
There is a specialist from Boise State, but the other kick returner is also a hybrid.
Apparently, Andre Webb is undefeated against Temple.
Yeah, in 2 games, both the same year.
Oh, that's true. Feverful drafted both my center and my guard.
According to Bubata, UTSA just got a 1 out of 4.5 strong safety recruit named Captain Parker.
Yes.
There we go.
Bubata is our Jaguar Gator 9. 49ers have drafted Timothy Greer, outside linebacker, Arizona State. Vikings are now on the phone.
I remember scouting him and thinking he was at least decent. I'll see if I can pull up stats real quick.
Greer was 65 tackles, 7.5 sacks last 2 seasons, with forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 passes defended.
That's what I thought.
So for a 5th rounder, really not a bad pick.
Is there a player named King? We got Captain, Major. What was the other one? I already forgot. Soldier.
Are we just doing first names or last names?
First names. It's not fun if it's the last name. Oh, Minnesota has selected Sam Gilligan, kicker, Penn State. 49ers are now on the clock again.
Gilligan's Island.
I actually really liked Gilligan more than the other kickers. He only had 1 year though at Penn State, I think.
He actually, I think he's the old Penn State kicker. My guy LeBlanc transferred to Miami after he recruited him.
It's pretty accurate. LeBlanc.
Yeah, he was good. I think he was good for Miami too.
Yeah. He was the only other kicker outside of Anthony Harris off the top of my head that could hit 50-yarders consistently.
Yeah, he was really good at Penn State.
Yeah, LeBlanc is a 70 overall in this draft.
Oh, okay. He'd be He might be
Gilligan is the only accuracy guy that's like an 80 plus.
I think somebody should
Others are all
take.
power.
I honestly will vouch for him here. I think somebody should take LeBlanc just for preseason and see if something happens with him because he was like legitimately really good. 49ers are still picking.
There's still a kicker from Portland State.
Oh, the fucking other PSU.
But why take an FCS kicker when you have the real deal?
49ers have selected Joshua Freeman from down the road at Stanford. Wide receiver. Colts are 9 o'clock.
Use the highest rated wide receiver left.
Yeah, that was my choice between him and that kick returner. I decided to go with the kick returner. I feel like we're drafting like 76 kickers, overall kickers now, and Jay Areola got taken like 2 rounds ago, and he's lower.
The Falcons also picked a 75 overall with our comp third yesterday. And so was Jeremy Green, who was picked right after.
Wait, what? The only 275 overall wide receivers that were taken were Jay Areola and Sean McDermott.
No, I was meaning 75 overall players.
Oh, I think there were some other ones taken too, right? Or was that it?
Also, the Saints picked an 82 overall fullback, followed by a 75 overall defensive end picked by us.
Colts have a minute and a half left. There are 6 more quarterbacks that went to the combine available. That's crazy.
This was like a super deep quarterback class compared to most. But
Was it though, really? Because like, do you consider Webb or like McKeel Black deep?
I think Nikhil Black is basically Dick Cook 2.0.
I don't think he runs as much. Colts have selected Carter Duncan, linebacker, Wake Forest. Vikings are now.
Dang it.
Just needed a Mike linebacker backup, that's all.
I'm mad on this guy. I don't think he was terribly great for Wake.
We are about a third of the way through this evening.
He might have been terribly good, but again, he's just a backup. We just need a body at that position very badly. Speaking of Cleveland Browns, get back to us, please.
Oh, speaking of Tuscan, if you're listening to this, please respond.
I would also like to second the Cleveland Browns. Please get back to us.
Minnesota has selected Blair Holcomb, quarterback, Buffalo Browns.
Oh, I wanted
Let's
him so
go.
bad. I wanted him.
Yay! Blair Holcomb!
I'm so mad with you, Ace. Got hyping him up all
You
day.
just fucking had a pick, Colts. Like, literally the pick before.
I know, but we needed a Mike linebacker backup more than a backup quarterback.
Holcomb was so much more ready than Duncan. You should have taken him.
Who's your backup quarterback right now?
Robert Martin, but he's like a 5th year.
Oh, the guy from the Raiders?
Yeah.
What happened to Greg Bieria? It's a legend.
He's on Cincinnati?
No, I think he's a free agent.
Browns have selected Adriel Sierra, defensive tackle, TCU. Patriots are now on the clock. I wish we had Stormstopper on to talk about these Big 12 people. So, I don't know any of them.
Sarah was at least decent. But I can look at his all-time stats real quick. Give me a second.
We need to have like one person from every conference who's in charge of stats on during the draft. Okay, apparently Believer is mad about this getting taken.
Sierra has 104 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries in 21 stat sheets.
Patriots got one-upped.
Well, that was over his 4-year career.
Does anybody draft Chase Shapiro?
He has the best form on handoffs in the entire class. It's a 10 out of 10.
I think his average passing attempts was like 5.
Yeah, he didn't do garbage for me.
If you draft Shapiro, you should be fired.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's a strong sentiment.
I was his college coach. You should. The only season where he wasn't in a smash mouth system, he completed, I think, somewhere along the lines of like 58% of his passes for 5 touchdowns and 11 interceptions.
Patriots have selected Nazir Leggett, defensive tackle, LSU. Falcons are now in the top.
I just talked about that guy a little while ago.
Leggett.
There's another Leggett in this class, I think.
There is. Why was the 5th round pick of the Ravens forfeited?
I think it was for the trading issues, I believe.
Oh, it was
Adrian
for
Allen.
the Adrian Allen thing, yeah. They signed somebody and never cut anybody. Why was the Falcons pick of the 6th forfeit?
Because we accidentally played our center when he was injured and he got injured again.
Oh. Good stuff. Oh, by the way, we have less than 100 picks left. I missed it. We're at like 92. There are like... Oh, there's way less comp picks, I guess, because you redid it.
No, there's actually more this year than there was previously.
Oh, never mind. Falcons have selected Rentavious Rogers, wide receiver from Butler. Detroit.
What a name.
He's 6'6", and he has a +1 captain.
Lions
And
have
his name's
selected
Rentavious.
Jacob Watson, linebacker from Ohio State. Falcons are on the clock again. Dude, what?
Oh, God.
Fucking Rentavious. What?
What a name.
Storm said he'd be willing to come on to talk about Big 12 people.
I already brought him on, but he hasn't said anything.
Oh, wow, that was fast.
He's been on for like 2 minutes.
Wait, did the clock just reset? That was weird. It said 140 seconds left for the Falcons, and then it jumped back up to 150. Emperor, something about the ACC doesn't have stats. The half-empty Waffle House.
I have the stats fully updated.
I see he's fully aware of what's going on. I know at one point there were like no stats because Darman was complaining about it.
You mean the commissioner was complaining about stats not being updated?
I believe so. I feel like there's some salt here that I'm not aware of. I'll just go with it. Wait, aren't you? You're not even in the ACC.
No, but I heard a lot from Emperor
Oh, okay.
and others.
ACC is apparently like some sort of Big Brother house.
They still haven't done a commissioner vote, have they? Imposter?
Darman said that he wanted to do it after the draft for whatever reason, and everyone else in the ACC was too lazy to do it.
Oh my god, what? Okay, forget the draft. Can I know more about this ACC drama? Because this sounds juicy.
Listen, I just got to the ACC, so you're not hearing it from me.
I will hold. I cannot talk right now. I'm withholding any.
The ACC has been an amazing source of commissioner drama for years. Ever since Trey said, "Fuck the conference, I want to be commissioner."
And then we redid the vote because at that time he was leading, and then he got lost all his votes.
It turns out you can't say whatever you want and still hope people trust you. Falcons have selected Marco Crum, center from Arizona.
We wanted to take Duncan before, but then we had a panic pick. So Rentavious was who we were going to take, but Crum was kind of we needed a backup center, and if we already got a 6th docked for having an injured center, why not go ahead and take another one just to make sure?
Crum catches the touchdown, but the Saints win the game.
I literally don't know anything about Arizona's offensive line, but I assume it's decent because Neo was there at some point to be competent.
League-administered Team Redskins are on right now.
Emperor said he will join the broadcast just to purely talk shit about the ACC.
Okay, that has to happen, please.
Is Storm like AFK or?
No, I just haven't had the opportunity to say that.
Oh, you should have said hello or something.
He's just lurking.
I was trying to figure out how to get the push to talk to work first, and then everyone else was talking.
Lurking in the shadows with Big 12 knowledge waiting for it to pop up. Alright, please though, honestly, can we get Emperor on? Because I want to know more about this ACC shit talking.
Like during the draft, we're just gonna talk about the shit in the ACC.
Well, Emperor has literally never wanted to talk about anything, but apparently this makes him so mad that he wants to come on and talk about it. Redskins are out of time, I think. Or close.
No, their pick went in.
They have selected Ty Royal, wide receiver, Oklahoma. Man, it would suck to be drafted by a team that has no front office.
I really didn't like Royal that much.
Will, you know what to do.
Their team ran the ball like a million times, so it's hard to judge. But he has good size and
Maurice White.
And not really too much to go on with Royal's stats. I mean, yeah, they did run the ball so much, when they did throw it, I mean, they still weren't all that successful in the first place. So, and Oklahoma has too many wide receivers not to be successful. I don't know if even the quarterback situation was good enough to get a good read on Ty Royal's production.
True. I was just saying from what we had, I wasn't a big fan.
The New Orleans Saints have selected Will Sherman, outside linebacker, NDSU.
There we go.
Yeah.
William Tecumseh Sherman.
Shouldn't he be
That
going
pick
to like
has to be Atlanta.
American hero.
Like Pittsburgh or something, or like Washington? Doesn't that make more sense?
Let me finish. American hero, which makes our favorite American fan, Aaron Devereaux, happy, and
Aaron
Sherman
Devereaux
was
wants to buy a gun.
Yeah, this
And
is
a
gun
car.
man. We'll talk about car thing later. And Sherman was the first chancellor at LSU.
Wait, is that real?
It's real.
What the fuck? That's random.
I just want you all to know Will Sherman, the first 73 taken. That's what he gets for being American hero, Will Sherman.
I wish Trey was
Coster.
here. He would get so angry right now. I can only imagine.
Coster, can we go into Grand Theft Deverado?
Okay, hold everything until this pick is announced, and then we're going to continue. Chiefs have selected Byron Berry, linebacker from Connecticut. Now, please discuss what you just brought up.
Where do we start with this? Because we were talking about the events at one point, and we brought up Devereaux, and we were talking about
Because we were talking about Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas and Devereaux weird friendship.
Devereaux' event had Mike Thomas pretty much bully him into buying a car.
and Devereaux is apparently severely frightened of car salesmen.
What the?
I'm pretty sure it was like the very first line of the event from what Imposter read was just like...
first line of a second paragraph.
That was second paragraph, but it was like... Devereaux is very, very afraid of used car salesmen or something like that is what it read off.
I feel like the story is not as good as Grand Theft Deverado. Buffalo selected Alex Whitney, Baylor, defensive end. Raiders are now on the clock.
They should be shamed. That's a terrible pick.
Raiders have selected Uriel Tapia, wide receiver, Nevada.
There he is.
Cowboys are now on the clock.
That guy had almost 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns last year.
He got outshone by his tight end, though, who was a 4 out of 4. It won't get drafted.
He's a 69.
That entire paragraph in Devereaux' event is fucking hilarious. Always fearful of car salesmen, Aaron took his friend Mike Thomas, backup quarterback on the Saints, car shopping. Aaron's got this thing, man. It doesn't make no sense. He thinks car salesmen are scary like snakes or some shit.
Why did you
I'm
make
laughing so
this?
hard I'm dizzy, and I wrote that.
We then went.
It sounds way better when read out loud than it did when I wrote it.
We then went on a laughing fit from just trying to come up with the most insane things to talk about with how that trip went down. Of like, of one of those things of where Devereaux is just driving off with a car. He throws a Saints duffel bag out the window filled with cash, and he just goes. Yeah, it's more than the car is, but the salesman opens it up, and there's just a note that just says, "Keep the change. I'm gonna leave now."
I didn't realize people like the events this much, so I'll continue with more fun events.
Expect a post in r/Ontario at some point in the future.
What are there any other events that have apparently left this impact?
Well, make sure that if Devereaux buys a car, that he doesn't let Norris Brookshire drive it, because he'll crash it.
Keep Brookshire in Pittsburgh, please.
Like snakes or some shit?
I like how Mike Thomas convinced Aaron to like buy a fucking Aston Martin when he was driving a Corolla. Just Mike Thomas bullying the shit out of Aaron Devereaux to buy a goddamn Aston Martin.
Cowboys have selected Omar Bush, free safety Baylor. Rams are now on the clock.
We also, or I think I discussed a possible thing where Mike Thomas just walked up to a car and just slapped the hood of it and said, "This baby can fit so many guns in it."
Wait, what was the gun thing? I don't remember that one.
During his training camp this year, the way Devereaux got happy was Devereaux bought a gun. He is very happy.
Let me find the whole thing because it's like 5-word sentences.
I can't breathe.
Emperor, can you talk? Apparently not.
Penta
This will
brain
be a
is coming
first,
out.
everyone. After 3 years of working with Emperor, it'll be the first time I hear his voice.
It took Rage, ACC Rage, to bring him on.
I'm excited.
Do the Rams know that their pick is up? Because I don't think they've picked in a long fucking time.
Do the Rams know that anything's going on right now? I don't think the team page is updated either.
I want to know more about this Mike Thomas friendship with Aaron Devereaux, and even though I'm the one who wrote it.
The exact line was, Devereaux recently purchased a handgun. Devereaux loves America. He is happy.
I am a literary genius.
This is easily the best part of the draft right now.
This is what
Right,
always
can we hear
happens on
now?
day 3, except the last draft where it was terrible.
I just want you guys to know my owner just asked me who am I looking at, and I just told him I'm laughing about Aaron Devereaux. Give me some time.
The Rams have 1 minute left.
Emperor, are you there? I don't know how this works.
Wait, he's typing.
Is he speaking in Morse code?
The Rams have selected Richard Madison, free safety, Notre Dame. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Wow, 2 free safeties in a row.
Well, so much for... I guess... Well, actually, free safety was kind of value right now.
There's a lot of like depth at free safety, but there's just wasn't really any really good star people.
I'd still like to point out the fact that Darius Waters is still on the board.
I mean, I think somebody's going to take him as a joke, but I think he shouldn't probably be drafted.
All right, can I be heard now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome.
Whoa, that is so weird.
I really had to figure out how to get that key binding to work.
Holy shit, you talk like a normal person.
I was expecting Dabo Sweeney, 100,000%.
Yeah, I think we can officially confirm he's not Dabo.
That would have actually been the most amazing reveal in the history of anything.
And it would have been ACC drama to bring it up.
Did the site just crash? No, Tampa Bay selected Reuben Walker, defensive end, NDSU. Cardinals are now on the clock.
Who is that guy? That new guy who's like a former pop singer or whatever?
Kirby.
He's our boy.
We should get him on. Is he on an NFL team?
He's with the Colts. But he's
Wait,
probably-
what? I haven't heard about this. I'm with the Colts. I need the story. I need the story right now.
Yeah, Kirby was a pop singer in England for a few years.
I've never heard of his band though.
He's probably asleep. It's like 2:30 a.m. for them.
I looked up one of his songs. It had like 600,000 views.
It's like
Holy shit.
boy band or something, right?
Yeah, it was like a rap pop boy band. I think something just either Baltimore just got skipped or something broke.
Baltimore is
Baltimore
forfeited.
no. Oh yeah. Oh, it auto skipped after the Cardinals pick. That's why I'm confused. So the Cardinals selected. Wait, no, something's fucky.
No, the
It's
Baltimore
like-
forfeited that.
Oh,
pick.
Cardinals. Okay, I see. Cardinals picked Reginald Lattimore, wide receiver, Air Force, and then the Ravens forfeited the pick because of the Adrian Allen thing. Bears are on the clock.
So,
The interface is like really lagging now. There's like probably too many people on
There's
it.
probably like 50 people on it. Yeah.
I've been just trying to follow the draft through the wiki.
Yeah, I'm updating that every few minutes because I can't keep up with it.
All right, I'm not sure
Also-
if I want to know more about Devereaux's love for America or the drama in the ACC at the moment.
If you want me to talk ACC drama, I can go ahead and get a rolling on
Do
that
it.
one. Well, my main complaint was that I was the only one updating stats for like a solid 4 months. What felt like 4 months. And then every time Darman would talk about how much time he had, he was just bored, he was in the shout box, I'd be just like, hey, got those stats going, buddy? Also, all of us are lazy, so we don't even bother like trying to replace Darman, because none of us want to take up the mantle of being the ACC commissioner.
You could always ask Trey to come back.
I would.
Oh, I've tried.
He would. He would love to be commissioner. I don't think he would do anything, but he would love it.
I'm convinced that the ACC commissioner job is a cursed position.
It's like the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, when I become commissioner, it's gonna be when Mad Eye Moody took over.
Actual Mad Eye or the
imposter.
Death Eater?
I mean, either one, honestly.
Well, actual Mad Eye was never the teacher, was he?
Well, actually, no. Yeah, it would just be me all the way down in that multi-level like treasure chest, trying to run the ACC as desperately as I could.
With Darman as the fake Mad Eye,
It's
just
like a nested doll of bullshit.
Drinking a bottle of Old Crow to become me.
The Bears have selected Tate Gilbert, center, Minnesota. Packers are now on the clock.
That's an awful name. I just hate the name Tate.
Tate.
Why did you like this guy, Storm?
I think didn't
Well, he's a center. We need a center. He's a 75. There's no centers better than 75. But, I mean, I guess really the tiebreaker is that he has the captain tag. So, maybe he's someone who can, with a good attitude, who can sit and develop. Yeah, basically we just need offensive line. We need bodies.
I should have looked to see if there was a captain because he was available whenever we were picking shit.
I don't like any of the fucking kickers left.
Well, rude.
May I recommend Anthony Harris?
This is a good time to bring up the Bears, I think, since Storm is on.
Oh God.
Yes,
The
please.
Bears have had an interesting free agency. They signed a lot of guys and they had a pretty interesting draft too, I think. So, Storm, tell us about your offseason and what you expect this year. with all your new stuff?
So basically, one of the things we identified before this offseason, especially when Quincy Honeycutt went down with his injury, is that like we basically had a situation where if one thing went wrong, the whole thing went wrong. And obviously, it's football. One thing goes wrong all the time. And Brookshire wasn't the whole of the problem. I thought that we could do better with the money that we would have spent on him. And so when last draft, when Beckett Miller went ahead of us, we decided to pull the trigger on Foster. This offseason, we knew that we were going to come into it with a lot of money. We had about $10 million more than we were anticipating because Brandon Sneed and Josh Hall and the offensive tackle we traded for all retired at once. So we figured, you know what? We're going to take our shot. We're going to sign. We're going to try to sign as many free agents as possible and as many marquee free agents as possible. I mean, the dream list included Abraham and included Greg Cobb, Charlie Paul. We wanted to try and grab a variety of people, and I think the end result is that now we have we have multiple different players who we might be able to rely on. But obviously, given Abraham's age, given Foster's inexperience, given that most of our offensive line is either not very good or is still very young, we know that there's still a lot of different points where it can fail. But the difference now, I hope, is that instead of one thing going wrong, tanking everything, maybe one thing going wrong might force us to look towards somewhere else, but that we might be able to attack from multiple different points.
The Green Bay Packers have selected my favorite projected late round pick to Gray Wingard, cornerback from Nevada. Colts are now on the clock.
Dang it.
Damn it. We wanted him to.
Hey, Clem, who are we going to take?
Colts have selected Ned Eller, tackle from Nebraska. Eagles
Ned Eller, tackle from Nebraska.
This is actually news to me. I did not know that.
We talked about it in the Discord.
Yeah, that Wingard guy had
and
9 interceptions last year. That's a 4-4, I guess. It's pretty crazy.
He won the Tharp Award for the best defensive back in the country this past season.
So tell me a little bit about this guy, Clem.
He's big and tall.
He is, wow, that is a thick boy. He's 6'7", 323.
My boy!
Some corn-fed
We need
Nebraska
offensive line
players.
depth, so we need him.
Corn-fed.
I give him a 4 out of 5 C's on the thick rating.
There's a guy who is 6'5", 334 pounds.
Now that is the man who drinks barbecue sauce.
And then there's a 6'3", 333 boy. He's a 66 rating guy, so I don't expect much from him. But he's a.
This is talking about IRL football, so it might be taboo, but Clemson has a defensive lineman that's 6'5", 339, and he's really happy that he lost weight and is in great shape.
That sounds like an NFL event.
I have a fullback on my college roster who is 5'8", 258.
Wow.
Jeez.
Holy shit, that's like morbidly obese.
Georgia's fullback is 5'9", 259.
Oh my god.
No, that has to be morbidly obese because my running back is like listed as obese by BMI, and he's like 5'6", 203 or something like that.
What
My
the
running
fuck?
back
Is
is
he a
5'6",
kid?
200. Yeah.
5'6". The Eagles have selected Zach Carpenter, guard from Portland State. Titans are now. Wait, there's multiple Portland State players in the draft?
Wasn't there like 3 Marist players last year?
Yes, there were.
I drafted one. He was a punter.
I drafted one. He was the quarterback.
Portland State, the real PSU.
I only drafted Brett Sutherland last year because he was 6'6" in a scrambling quarterback.
Are you
And
sure? Good.
just to let everybody know, the fullback that I was referring to is Isaac Kohler. He's a 4 out of 4 run blocking fullback who's 5'8", 258. And he's one of 2 fullbacks that I got from the exact same high school in the exact same year.
That's basically like Mike Tolbert level fat fullback.
The other guy is Walter Hatfield, who's 5'9", 240, and a 4 out of 4 run blocking from the same high school.
It's like some Kelvin Benjamin level of fat.
The running back for Washington last year was a guy named Darius Armstrong, who was 5'6", 222 pounds.
That's like those dimensions are so weird that I'm not even sure how fat that is.
Those dimensions are so weird we can't comprehend them.
If you're a male under 5'8", you should probably just end it.
I'm pretty sure that means R.I.P. Smackham.
If you're a male under 6'4", you don't deserve to be on this earth.
I see you going with the 4chan scale of height there, Mr. Hungry Skeletal.
Oh wait, what? My fullback's 5'9", 247.
There we
Why are there
go.
so many obese fullbacks? I need to look into this for alien.
Can we turn the draft broadcast into just fullback talk?
Of course.
We're skilled in fullback scouting.
Titans are about to run out of time.
Getting a note from this, Sam, that I think our height takes are bad takes.
Titans have selected Darcy McShay, defensive end, Western Carolina. Seahawks are now on
That's the worst name I've ever heard.
the
Why does Western Carolina have as many picks as Fresno now?
clock.
Western Carolina has more picks than Texas Tech this year.
That's really sad.
I think more picks than Boston College.
I don't think there's
By
been any
far.
Boston College players.
I think there's only Manny Ferguson.
Oh yeah.
Manny Ferguson, and then they have a quarterback, but I don't think he may not get drafted.
I don't think Miles Carmichael will make it. He's 5'10", 194.
I mean, he's
Small dude.
probably a solid practice squad guy if you pick up as an undrafted free.
yeah.
He needs to not be on a team with those fullbacks. I'm pretty sure they try to eat him.
Dude, Michael Thompson's 5'10", 228 at quarterback. That's like built like a linebacker.
Oh, both the Western Carolina players were drafted by the Titans.
All right, what are you guys up to?
Pipeline.
They're going to try and take over the connecting part between Tennessee and North Carolina.
The West.
Like they can have it except for like Asheville and Boone.
The
Well, what
invasion
if
of
they-
Western Carolina.
At least they're not taking all the coastal, our greatest directional Carolina.
Yes.
If you go toward the coast, will they know what you mean?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start using that in real life, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What if you mean the other coast?
Oh yes, awesome pick. With the 166th pick, Seattle Seahawks select Campbell McMartin III from James Madison, outside linebacker. The Jets are now on the clock. I'm sure when his football career is over, he'll make a great state senator.
Is he the next Kenji Sagatomo or whatever?
Is that guy still around?
Yeah,
Yes,
their
he's
starter.
really good.
Oh, okay.
He's their starter at outside linebacker.
Sorry for not giving a fuck about the NFC West.
Yeah, he has like a 7 or an 81, 82, maybe an 84 or something like that.
So what you're saying is you don't know, but he's an 80.
I
Why
know
would
he
anyone
progressed
care
really
about
well.
the NFC West. They were so bad last year, except
It's
for the
just
Rams.
the Rams every year who then lose.
Wait,
He's an 81.
Future home of Akeem Williams III.
The fucking Cardinals seem to be like in perpetual like fucking vortex of shit. It's like they like draft players and then they just like spin around and do nothing and then they fling them out into some other team for nothing.
Vortex of shit. I hope that this some point gets mentioned again. The Jets have selected Matthew Grossman, center, South Carolina. Rams' turn.
I actually went to college with a Matt Grossman.
Did he play center?
Wait, wasn't there a Super Bowl quarterback named Mac? Oh, it's Rex Grossman. I'm retarded.
Rex Grossman, sexy Rexy.
Super Bowl quarterback Rex Grossman.
Didn't he have multiple games that year with a 0 quarterback rating?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
He also had like a game with like perfect 1-2.
The Sam's fullback is 5'8", 258, which is thick, but I think more interesting is his name, Usman Maloish.
That's some East-West bullshit.
Malloy. What a name.
Hey, Storm, how did that Super Bowl game end up going for you guys? Just wondering.
Well, there was a kick return touchdown to start it, but I think they canceled it right after that. So, you know.
The Rams have selected Leon Maimoana, defensive end from California. Maimoana.
Another East-West Shrine Game name.
He really likes Disney.
He had
Guys.
14 sacks last 2 seasons combined.
That guy is thick. 5'10", 265.
Oh my god, it's like the right weight for a defensive end, but not the right height.
I just want to point out that Usman Maloish is actually literally a East-West Shrine Game name.
Oh, so he was... Wait, what?
Not the first name, but the last name.
Did Sam make up the last name? Because I've never seen that last name before.
Oh no, it was in the. Didn't someone like add in a
On East-West Shrine Game? It's Skois Velociraptor Maloish.
Okay, so maybe he's joking.
Didn't Danger add a bunch of those names in, though?
Yes, I'm still finding some every now and then. Fuck you, Danger. The Panthers are running out of time again, so could somebody tell Hagen to text Cade? Cade's probably fucking right now and needs to look at his phone.
I think Hagen's in his car driving right now, so.
Oh, that's safe.
Text him.
I think the fact that a 72 overall corner going in the 5th is really strange.
Well, we
Even if he is that good.
The overall defensive end go.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, well.
I got a message from Hagen that he is back and texted Cade again.
Alright, can we... let's find out what Cade's doing.
Hagen, can you find out what Cade is doing? I could just message you this. I'm just gonna...
Also, Ace, I think Wingard going here isn't actually a bad pick at all in the 5th round.
Oh, no, and I think it's great, but I think it's a great pick. I'm just saying that 72 is just... That is... not that it's a reach, but it is very very low for rating-wise.
We've just taken our...
Carolina Panthers have selected Quincy Estep, tackle from ECU. Patriots are now on the clock. I feel like we're only drafting people from Carolina. Like, we had, like, Western Carolina, South Carolina, now we had ECU.
Coastal Carolina, getting all the directions in.
If I may, let me throw in Stuart Patterson and Anthony Harris for you teams looking to draft Carolina players.
It's going to be Northwest Carolina Polytechnic.
I don't even know who I have up for draft this year, but take them.
Need more of those AAC players drafted.
Can we not give points to people in the SEC? So draft more people from teams that are not in the SEC.
Clemson.
Rod Bolton is available.
That's fine with me. It'll have Clemson have the most players drafted.
Wait, no.
Who's leading right now?
I only have 2 eligible players.
I want to say it's Nebraska.
Okay, that's really random.
I just wanted to make a shout out. Please do not draft Chase Shapiro.
Why do you want him?
No.
He's a quarterback of the future for the Falcons. It's going to be a training camp battle between him and Donald Culver.
Patriots have selected Noel Tatum, tackle Air Force. Broncos are on the clock. What's Air Force at? They've got to have, like... They have so many mid-round players?
Has an Iowa State player gone yet? They have like 9 players in this draft.
I don't think so.
9 players and like 7 of them are mediocre.
Nope, they have not had anybody drafted.
They
Oh
have,
my god.
they have that one 4.5 out of 4.5 defensive end, Mekhi Tolbert.
Who's bad?
Yeah, like the Saints drafted Paul Gibbs on purpose. Well, I call that. I would say that's the worst pick I've ever seen. But if Mekhi Tolbert gets drafted, that would be worse than Paul Gibbs.
Denver has selected Marco Woodward, guard, Kentucky. Rams on the clock.
I was really hoping he was about to say Miko Tolbert.
Isn't it Mackey?
I have no idea.
Oh goodness! I just got sniped, so now I got to scramble.
It's not even your turn.
I know, but I'm the pick after. So now I'm scrambling, so I'm not.
You're gonna scramble and then get sniped again.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
He's not going to get drafted, but I just want to point out that there's a kicker that's named Giovanni Esposito, and he's a power 69.
I don't know why that's funny.
Now he is going to get drafted.
Dude sounds like he's straight out of the 70s. The Rams have selected Jonathan McAfee, cornerback, Nebraska. Giants are now on the clock.
Dang it.
Can we stop giving Nebraska picks? What the fuck?
McAfee was a really good pick. He was up there with Wingard in terms of picks.
Interestingly, he was a 4 out of 4.5 early deck.
Cesari's confident he should have stayed another year and developed some.
We are now in the 6th round.
This puts Nebraska at 6 selections. I know Michigan has 7.
Oh, Michigan at the most? Oh, I'm fine. Michigan gets bonus points. I don't give a fuck.
Jonathan McAfee had 7 interceptions last year in 6 games.
Oh, wow. Why does he only have 6 games? Oh, it's stat sheets.
He also keeps trying to install software on my computer.
Boo.
The Sam keeps telling people to draft Marquise, and every single time I see it, I get really confused.
AW3 to me.
Marquise Simpson, he's garbage. He's garbage.
Another guy, if you draft him, you should be fired.
People are requesting that I do a reading of the touchdown Georgia Tech thing.
Please don't.
Hey, if you don't, I will. So
Giants,
Do it
Giants have
next
selected
year.
Julio Cass, tight end, Wake Forest. Lions.
I hate
Bad
that.
pick.
I'm not sure I feel comfortable in doing a live reading of that Georgia Tech thing.
If anything, you should do a live reading of Dactor's response.
Well, that's what I meant. I was assuming that was a part of it.
but only the parts that he made in white text because he was too embarrassed to just put it up there regularly.
As if nobody would find it.
I think that's one of my favorite posts in the whole site's history.
Oh, I've got plenty of those, but yeah, that's probably up there.
I also appreciate that. I also appreciate that on the wiki, Rentavious Rogers went to Butler, but apparently Butler is not in a conference because it's not eligible or not applicable.
It's actually kind of weird because it should be.
That makes sense. Butler's trash.
Do we have do we have favorite shoutbox quotes from people? We could discuss that.
Time quoted as saying "me" to crippling depression, preferably in response to AW3.
I'm partial to the Clem quote about his wife. I forget the exact quote. It's something like, "She makes fun of me for being on this site, but fuck her, she watches the Disney Channel."
To be fair to my wife, she doesn't watch Disney Channel anymore. But now she just watches fucking Vampire Diaries every year, over and over.
Yeah, let's be fair.
And Charmed. And now she's been watching some other trash show.
Troy has selected Corey Graham, fullback Northwestern, Buffalo.
My favorite Shoutbox quote is not actually a Shoutbox quote. It's that time I think Dean tried to post a Shoutbox quote in the favorite Shoutbox quote thread, but he forgot to open the spoiler.
It's just like the fucking, like in the screenshot, it's not opened, yeah. Buffalo has selected Jack Herod, tackle from Penn. Cincinnati's on the clock.
Now we got Ivy Leagues with more picks than Texas Tech.
Bengals have selected Max Gavin, guard from Iowa State. There we go. Arizona's now on the clock.
Hey.
Maximum Gavin.
We have people from Penn getting drafted. Okay, if you haven't had anybody drafted and Penn has, Jesus.
Hey,
What?
I'm a second rounder.
What?
Get fucked, UNC.
I mean,
I'm gonna make up for it with Solomon.
Which running back goes here?
I'm gonna say Ethan Newby.
Oh, fuck you for mentioning him.
Ethan Newby for 7th round pick.
Arizona Cardinals have selected Meyer Cornelius, center, Utah State.
Wait. His name is Meyer Cornelius, and he isn't the one from Penn?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's from Utah, so it might be a Mormon name.
He definitely has a golden tablet somewhere.
Hey, Emperor, just so you know, we're up to pick.
Who do you want, Emperor? Who do you think is your pick here before you see it?
Oh, it's Giovanni Esposito.
If he had checked Discord in the past hour, he would know.
Hey, I contributed to the conversation on this one. You can't fault me. I
don't think he cares as long as the player's overall is 69.
It's going to happen at some point. We know it.
We're 69, baby.
Indianapolis selects Nathan Coleman, running back, Missouri. The Seahawks are now on the clock. How many running backs are on your roster?
How many do we have? 2.
5? Oh.
Now 4.
Oh, yeah, okay. Close.
Okay, so now I feel really stupid because I thought we were taking somebody else.
Oh, come on.
I just want to remind everyone I did absolutely nothing for this draft. I've had plans this whole, for months for this weekend, and this is my only down, 4 hours.
There have been so many wide receivers taken this draft. It is not even funny.
Yeah, I think it might be one. It's going to end up being the most ever of one position drafted in one draft, I think.
I'm just glad I picked up Rentavious Rogers.
There have been 22 drafted so far.
That's fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Draft Ricky So to give justice to that one article Storm wrote a couple years ago about Kansas State.
The greatest.
Shouldn't it be Seau, Junior Seau?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sure.
Is it late enough in the draft to start saying great names for Mr. Irrelevant?
I think it's already been decided.
It should definitely be Darius Wallace.
Alright, may I raise...
Great pick here. Seattle selects David Tolliver, cornerback, Iowa State.
Love this.
May I raise a John O'Donnell Beavers out of Stanford?
That's the first the second Iowa State guy. We just had one, I guess.
And also Tapco Brewer.
Tapco Brewer is an amazing fucking name.
My owner is messaging me wildly about Tapco Brewer right now to mention him.
That's a weird...
Hagen. Hagen, because he's South Carolina, and Tapco is from South Carolina. So...
Your owner from South Carolina, that sounds great.
Houston selects Sam Parrish, quarterback, Arizona. 49ers are now.
How long have I been on the Giants? A year? So I'm a year a slave.
No! Boo! Boo to that comment.
Sam Parrish was taken before every single 77 and Kyle Davidson.
Well, to be honest, the 77s are Raheem Murrell, Ahmed Jarvis, who I don't know anything about, and Austin Hector, who's FCS.
And Marquise Simpkins, but I was just pointing it out that all the guys who were left from the
We
combine.
have Adrian Eruption is also available.
Oh, he's
if
so
I-
bad.
Did you just go, oh, after I said Eruption?
You erupted.
Abe Rock.
San Francisco selects Denoris Talbert, tight end, Penn State. Vikings are now on the clock.
Is Talbert any good?
I don't remember him, so probably not.
No, I mean, he didn't really get much action. He's Penn State. Even 2 years ago when they threw a lot, he didn't catch many passes.
He's also blocking, so a lot of times those guys don't have as much.
Except
The
Mike for some reason.
49ers have a blocker as their number one guy, Ben Thomas. So
Can we talk about Ryder Shipman possibly getting drafted?
Oh, the second quarterback in Mississippi State history?
Third, I think. After the legendary Justin something.
Justin Hunter.
Hunter, that's it.
Wait. There's a fullback whose name is literally like it's a hyphenated last name, Easter Holiday.
Yes, it's been a joke for several years.
What?
I don't know. He's literally been around since like 2016 or something as a recruit, so I've brought this up multiple times.
My favorite of all of that will always be Hurts Braxton, whose name came out like literally moments after Braxton Miller like changed his position due to injury.
Really? I guess not.
I was still really hoping Easter Holiday's first name was Messiah. That would have been so much better.
I think one team brought in 2 quarterbacks to the draft, and it was San Diego. San Diego had 2 draftable quarterbacks this year.
The funny part about that was
One's a transfer.
one of them was a transfer from San Diego State who transferred to then be a backup, more than likely, to Austin Hector, who nobody knew existed.
Mamadou Bellamy.
Mamadou.
I was
Mamadou!
Mamadou.
Sorry,
There's
I'm
also the
legally
name-
obligated to do that.
Do you got the name Brad Fikes?
There are 2 quarterbacks who went to the same junior college at the same time, and then transferred to the FBS level at the same time as well.
There aren't that many great names this year. It's kind of lacking.
Trevian Vulcan.
Okay, that's pretty good. What position is that?
That is also fullback out of Iowa State. He's a 65. He's somehow worse than Micah Easter Holiday.
Trevion Vulcan. What the fuck? Kendrick Loftus? That's a cool name.
LaRon Crocker.
We also have the legendary Ralph Julian, who led Oregon State out of the pit of misery.
Vikings have run out of time.
Why?
Ronan Messina.
This is your chance, Storm. Jump him.
Or also a good name, Donald St. John.
there's a defensive tackle named Christian Barkley.
Wait, what?
My boy.
There's a
Oh, this is a nice double meme. Abdul Hurt. Just Abdul Hurt.
There's a defensive tackle named Ismaili Amafasaga.
The Bears have selected Darius Waters. Who the fuck knows what position he plays? 78.
Wow.
that's interesting.
If there's any team that could use him, it's the Bears.
Fuck you for stealing him from Mr. Irrelevant. You deserve all misery.
We just need like people who can think about playing the line, because like, what's the worst that can happen? We just tried out the worst line again.
I mean, the man, I'm not even sure he should be in any position at this point. The worst thing that can happen is that Foster tears his ACL because Darius Waters didn't know what a guard is.
I feel like Darius Waters.
We're Chicago, so we're used to ACL tears ruining everything already.
It's Waters' long, convoluted plan to finally get a chance to play quarterback.
I feel like Darius Waters isn't intelligent enough to put on his pants in the morning.
I wish I got paid millions of dollars to have somebody else catch 4 interceptions while I'm playing wide receiver and then get drafted as a guard.
Also, shout out to Axel Lozano, outside linebacker from Texas.
Sounds like a good name.
I don't know why it makes me laugh so hard that there's a kicker named Simon Hand, like the one position that does not use their hands at any point.
Simon Hand sounds like an English guy for some reason.
It was actually pretty good.
There's a strong safety with the name Sincere Robinson.
There's also Felix Hinojosa, the outside linebacker from Indiana.
I think it's Hinojosa.
He's also a very good locker room.
Browns select Michael Johnson, tackle, Eastern Illinois. The Vikings are, I guess, done or something. They've ignored their pick for a while.
There's a punter that has the most Irish name possible, Oliver O'Connor. It's surprisingly hard to say.
Aren't the Vikings a team that didn't know they drafted Smallwood until like 2 hours later?
He was apparently blackout drunk at one point.
I think that was Wisconsin's first game. He's a freshman, so I think he got too toasty that night.
There's an offensive tackle that has like 20 U's in his name. Manuelu Tauanu'u.
I was waiting for you to say that name, honestly.
Also, shout out to Sean Taylor, who went to Florida State.
Oh yeah, the other Sean Taylor at cornerback.
That's confusing. Please don't be good.
He's a 66.
Oh, okay.
I'm tempted. Also, that Manuelu Tauanu'u is also from San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Is also from San Diego.
Oh, we have. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot we have the offensive tackle. Oh hell yes, a steal.
What?
There's a guy whose name is like 2 letters away from being oh hell yes, a steal.
It's oh hi yes, a steal.
Patriots have selected Corey McShay, running back, Dayton. Lions are now on the clock.
FCS running back memes.
They took a flyer on Corey McShay.
Has anyone pointed out the name Jasper Goins yet?
No.
Outside linebacker from Colorado State.
I believe it's pronounced
Yasper.
Oh, never mind.
Goins.
Could somebody contact the Vikings? Because they're going to forfeit otherwise. Like, they missed a pick 5 picks ago.
Ooh, Atlanta has a forfeit coming up.
Detroit has selected Jason Schmidt, guard, Alabama. Colts are up.
What an Alabama name.
Colts, what are you taking? Emperor. How about offensive tackle Alonzo Erickson?
There's also a second Lovelace who plays outside, or that plays linebacker in this draft.
I'm glad this is push to talk, because then you couldn't hear the oh shit when I realized we actually did have a pick.
Wait, I got it. They're gonna take Aiden Hammer, the offensive tackle, out of Ball State.
Please be 69 overall.
No, as much as I would want him, we just took a tackle, so we're gonna go somewhere else.
The Hammer.
I'm ready to find out.
To right tackle, since you just drafted a left tackle.
Emperor, you suggested this guy.
I know.
What is even happening?
He's a small boy.
Just want to point out that I'm still technically like a top 11 coach on this site, and I have no clue what's going on at any point, at any time, at any moment.
I do have to say that Rabid made a joke in the shitbox that I enjoyed. Darius Waters starring security guard for the Bears.
Colts have selected Chris Connell, kicker, Portland State. Falcons are now on the clock.
Good pick.
Portland State now has 3 players drafted.
We are not on the clock because we lost this pick.
Falcons fucked up. Baltimore Ravens are now on the clock.
Also, shout out, we'll pour one out for all the punters who are not going to get drafted today.
I think one of them might. Just at the end of the 7th, if you just want to claim a UDFA, I think that's like valid.
Time, please. I'm begging you. Draft Giovanni Esposito. You
Who
won
was,
a power of 59.
Who was the Colts kicker last year? Didn't you guys draft somebody?
Leon Augustine.
We drafted somebody 2 years ago, and he hasn't been any good at all.
Well, he was okay his rookie year. Then he got hurt last season, so we picked up
In
Damon
like
Courier,
training camp.
and then Courier ended up being better throughout the season.
Leon Augustine.
But neither
Yeah.
of them were good.
And Time won't take a kicker because he already said kickers are for bitches, and then proceeded to select the first
He
kicker.
called himself a bitch.
I thought that was a given.
Ravens have selected Gabriel Shields, running back, Michigan State. Saints are now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I was looking at him for my 7th round pick.
I like that guy.
Oh wait,
I
we're
didn't,
up.
there's a lot of running backs ahead of him rating wise.
He was the guy that did really well at Western Michigan and then transferred to Michigan State because Deshaun Madison came in.
Yep.
Time when he drafted that kicker did like the meme that's like, don't trust anyone, not even yourself.
Or the herder, I'm so retarded. Fuck off, retard. Haha, joke's on them. I was only pretending.
That's the best one ever.
That's a classic.
That thing always applies.
So the Saints are clearly going to take Kyle Davidson.
You can leave the broadcast now.
Fight.
I meant Austin Hector out of San Diego.
That's a
The
better one,
greatest.
but no.
Will, do you even have any idea who you're picking?
Judging from the fact that their time is running out, I don't think so.
I just heard, do you have any idea who you're picking? And I just assumed I was on the clock again, and I got irritated.
It's not like we're picking anyway.
The guy who should go soon is probably Nathaniel Ruff, running back out of Akron. Almost 3,000 yards and 32 touchdowns last 2 seasons.
I was actually really hoping somebody would pick him up.
Take Aiden Hammer out of Ball State, Will.
He went to Ball State.
I would love to drop the hammer in like the 4th quarter.
A 4-year starter for us in Muncie.
The hammer has graduated from the ball.
You know what to do, Will.
Oh my god. Why these fucking retarded names? Fuck the Saints.
I didn't even look at
The Saints have selected Russell Daigle, center, Iowa State. Chiefs are up.
That is not the hammer.
I'm just picking weird names to make me say them.
I think he was a.
I literally had to ask center or offensive tackle. And I got
You
center
could have
as a
had the
plan.
hammer, you asshole.
If we went offensive tackle, it would have been the hammer.
And what would be better for an asshole than the hammer?
Can somebody draft? Okay, I'm not even gonna admit that Emperor just said that, but oh god, it's completely thrown me off. I can't think about anything.
You're welcome to dead.
Mimsy, take the hammer.
What are we doing?
This is what our Discord happens. This is what we deal with.
I'm just imagining like the 3 Colts members are like seriously discussing something, and then Emperor just comes in and he's like, "About that porn video yesterday."
You imagine that? Are you in our Discord?
I was actually really hoping that it was going to be just like the Colts are discussing something important, and then Emperor just types in all caps, "I'm about to drop the hammer," and then leaves.
Time in the shout box said, "I'm your bitch, Saluna."
What? Out of nowhere?
You're referring to the kicker comment, I
So,
think.
Portland State currently has as many people drafted as the national champion.
Oh my god.
Choo-choo.
I think that's wrong. I think Purdue has 4 guys.
Oh, okay. So, in Spiral is wrong, is what you're saying.
Yes.
The current Kansas State coach said someone needs to draft Raheem and cut him ASAP.
The Chiefs are up. I wouldn't put it past Enmise to do that.
The greatest cut.
Lindsay, take the hammer.
Is anybody gonna stop mentioning hammers?
Hey, how long is the delay between the Discord and the actual
Put it
broadcast?
back in your toolbox. Like 30 seconds.
I need to know for nothing hammer related. Nope.
Elias Allen Hollis, greatest quarterback of the 2021 season, is still available. Also, Milo Condon, who was up for the Heisman and then threw like 7 interceptions in 2 weeks.
Please don't mention.
I was surprising how easy he was to stop.
Shit, what the fuck was that?
Why?
Some demon just took over somebody's mic.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I really hope somebody takes
Chiefs have selected
Elias.
defensive tackle Muhammad Caldwell, North Carolina Redskins.
Why would you do this?
That dude was a -3 locker room.
Did nothing at UNC.
I
Just what the Chiefs needed.
I like that the last 30% of the last 40 picks have been Carolina players of some sort.
And folks, if you want to get that DT from the Chiefs, all you need is a 2nd-round pick.
The other 70% were Portland State players.
Wait, are you serious?
No, I'm joking. That would
Well,
mean
no,
there was
I meant
35 Portland State
second.
players picked.
No, I meant about the 2nd rounder for that defensive tackle.
Oh no,
No,
I was
it's
just making a mimsy ask for ridiculous picks.
I would believe that though.
By the way, the Redskins have selected Kyle Davidson, quarterback, Michigan State. Steelers are now up.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
I will say, I really hope someone takes Elias Allen Hollis in the 7th and puts him at holder. That way, they can get that special teams captain bonus.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
He's a +3 captain.
You have to have him active
Wait.
on your game day roster, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Were Kyle Davidson and Tanner Bowman in the same recruit class?
Yes.
So now they're both on the Redskins?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they were, actually.
They must have
I
been.
thought they were like the 2 big quarterbacks in that class.
No, Bowman didn't early declare.
Bowman, I didn't redshirt Bowman, though. They have to have been in the same year.
I'm pretty sure they were.
I don't think Kyle Davidson redshirted
Because I remember Impost memeing about it.
The Steelers have selected Donovan Singleton Blake, cornerback from USC. Broncos are up.
That is a fantastic name.
Oh, hey, I wonder if Jamari Turner from Oregon State goes. He was up for I forgot which award it is, but he was the most versatile player because he had multiple picks and a few return touchdowns.
You know what makes me really uncomfortable? The fact that we know that Hammer is a last name and Butt is a last name. You could potentially have the hyphenated name Hammer.
Wait, so is Washington really league controlled?
Yes.
Because the Redskins being league controlled just sounds wrong to me.
The Broncos have selected Nathaniel Ruff, running back Akron. Cowboys are not.
Good pick.
You could also have the hyphenated name Butthammer, which would also be equally entertaining.
I feel like the name Butthammer needs like the first name like Maximilian.
Max Butthammer.
Axel Butthammer.
I'm glad we've arrived at the 4th grade humor part of the day.
I like the Axel Butthammer. I think
Also, a Mamadou Butthammer would be pretty good.
Abdullah Butthammer.
What the fuck?
Mama, do Butthammer.
That kid must have gotten bullied so hard in school. Abdullah Butthammer. That's just
Justice Butthammer.
Soldier Butthammer.
Soldier
Major Butthammer.
Reginald Butthammer.
Captain
The third.
Butthammer.
Reginald Butthammer III, Esquire.
Tredavious Butthammer.
Ryder Butthammer.
I think we're getting
a little off topic.
I think we're getting away from the fact that everyone should try and draft Aiden Hammer right now.
Please, God, make it end.
Drop the
Hey,
hammer.
Does anyone else listen to My Brother and Me? Or
No,
anything
but I
by
know what
Michael?
it is.
There's an outside linebacker whose name is Griffin McElroy, and it's making me laugh.
There's also Kobe Buffalo Meat from IRL.
That's a real person.
Illinois State.
Dallas, you like offensive line. Drop the hammer.
Dallas has...
The hammer's dropping in Big D.
Dallas is almost out of time. We're almost at the end of the 6th round. We're approaching the end.
Dick Butthammer from Cade.
That's too far.
There's a South Carolina linebacker whose first name is Tapco, so Tapco Butthammer.
God damn it.
I feel like Tapco only works with Brewer.
I mean, like, honestly, is there anything more perfect than a dude named Tap and whose last name is Brewer?
Like, there's no way that the Saints don't draft that guy.
Dallas has selected Abe Rock, linebacker, Pittsburgh. Rams are up.
There we go.
That's a good pick.
Rams have selected Mendy Pace, guard, ECU. Steelers are up.
I remember that guy for some reason.
How are people picking so fast sometimes? Do they, like, pre-enter the draft pick? I don't understand how they're this fast.
No, for like refreshing on the interface,
get
probably.
There's a punter named Maxwell Schroeder, which is a pretty good name.
Mubada pointed out the name Hurt Butt is also a possible hyphenated name. I guess technically the chances are just as good as they are for Hurt Butt, but you could also have Butt as a name.
Wait, Butt Hurt.
There used to be when I first started working on the sim, I kept getting, I don't know why this was like a high percentage. So we all know the problem with the Jew names being common, but Gaylord was obviously a name in there that I had to get rid of because I can only imagine if we had like Gaylord Butthammer. We would have.
Man, I hope nobody takes that Jew names being too common thing out of context.
I mean, it was like, if you were here in 2013, it was kind of ridiculous. The original name file, was based on the New York State Census, and it turns out there's a lot of Jews in New York. So don't use the New York State Census when you're creating text files for football player name.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hasids there.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind next time I'm doing that.
I would suggest picking a random county in Alabama, or maybe Mobile.
I just now saw an offensive tackle, Abubakar Harley.
That's a ballin' name.
He's from San Diego State, and he's a 65. So make sure you pick him in the 7th.
How many San Diego?
Pittsburgh messaged me, said they might be late on this pick. So this was like 20 minutes ago.
The only picks are from San Diego, Portland State, and the Carolinas.
Directional Carolina.
Clemson is a directional Carolina. Fight me.
It kind of is. It's Clemson directioned.
Of course.
Which means down.
North.
Hey, yeah, you go to the intersection, you head a little bit of Clemson, and then you'll be there.
I mean, it makes more sense than fucking Coastal.
Damn it.
Everyone knows where the coast is relative to where they are. The nearest coast.
No, but Storm, if you're in the Carolinas and somebody says go to Coastal, you know they're not giving you good advice.
What if you're in like the very center of the country, which is like in Kansas or something?
Well, then no one's going to tell you to go to the coast.
Nobody's in Kansas.
Which one?
Pittsburgh has been skipped. Buccaneers are up.
There's been like no late round draft trades. Like there's usually like at least a
There's
couple.
been a
but there's
few.
been none.
We made one. I just haven't posted it on the forum yet.
There's been like 3, I think.
Oh, also Rabid has proposed the name Gaylord Hammerskags.
Cade would draft him instantly.
Hammer Skags.
Tampa Bay has selected kick returner Derek Payton, Colorado.
That's probably a really good pick because he's a hybrid. It's probably like a really solid pick.
Pittsburgh
The name-
and Titans are up.
The name Dick Hammer Dicks is also possible.
Did you know that Sam Darnold's grandfather was Dick Hammer, who was a Marlboro man? ESPN didn't say that a million times last year or anything.
Oh my god.
Every time oh god, you gotta think of former racing driver Dick Trickle.
Or who was that guy? I think he was a tennis player.
John McEnroe.
No, what? No.
Roger Federer.
Serena Williams.
The other Williams.
Boris.
Nothing will ever top that baseball player named Rusty Kuntz.
My favorite name is still John David Booty.
Who was actual booty at football?
Yeah.
Like all other USC quarterbacks.
That's the beauty of it.
And then he
His
has a
legal name-
nephew.
Beauty of it.
His legal name was actually John David, Booty.
He also has a nephew named General Booty.
Oh my god.
Booty Hammer.
Because I know that because Storm like tagged me in the shout box the other day.
Yeah, I did.
Titans and Steelers on the clock.
Yeah, I know Tuscan's at a movie and Joe Cheese said he would be out in the 6th somewhere. So
Titans have selected Omar Callaway, outside linebacker, SMU. Jets are up. Smooth.
It makes me laugh really hard that Time said his dare officer in 5th grade was named Gaylord.
the mascot for Campbell is Gaylord.
The mascot for what?
Campbell University.
They're fighting Campbell soup.
Campbell or Camel?
Campbell.
Oh.
Camel fighting camels.
That's confusing.
Priest hurt butt.
Jesus.
That's from Rabid.
Ball State's mascot back in the day was the Hoosier Runes. No one knows what that means.
But
I
it's,
don't know what that means.
I'll be honest, no one in Indiana knows what a Hoosier is, so any delineation from that's not going to make sense either.
If we're taking athlete names from real life, we could get a wonderful, terrific hammer butt.
Jets are running out of time.
I realized we could switch hurt butt and make butt hurt.
Or Burt Hutt, which makes me laugh for some reason.
By the way, with the draft rapidly approaching the end, can we pour one out for Aliens fish tank noise? We will be missed.
Also, RIP the possible fish tank live wallpaper that we were going to try and pull up.
It's not live, but there is a fish tank wallpaper I put up. With unfortunately, is kind of low resolution.
F.
My,
That's probably better than an HD one.
Man, couldn't break out the big bucks and get an HD wallpaper.
If I had a wish for anything that the draft could have, it would be a live stream of Aliens fish tank where he could just put little flashcards of the pics in front of the fish.
I think it'd be even better.
Can you guys
if he had
even
a
hear
whole-
the fish tank?
No. That's why I said pour one out. Oh, the Jets have selected Jasper Goins, outside linebacker, Colorado State. Miami's now on the clock.
I was wondering why this guy hadn't gone. after
Why
Kelly
you
went.
hadn't going?
Yes, but Goins.
Was it Goins? I don't know how to say his name.
Fucking Goins.
I like Goins better than Goins.
Does it rhyme with coins?
This guy did not have a single sack last year. He had 10 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss, and they forced fumble.
I was kind of hoping that if you were to live stream Aliens Fish Tank, that the player cards would be laminated, that way you could actually put them in the water itself with the fish.
With the 2023 NFL Draft, only 3 of Aliens Fish died this year from shock.
So what's the story behind having a player named Booker T. Washington? Like, how did that end up happening?
It's just, I don't know. It just
Such an
happened.
unrealistic name.
There was a middle initial thing, used to be a generation thing that I took out, so it just got a middle initial of T. And it's completely random because it's not like a determined name. So it just happened. There was a couple other Bookers. I had a Booker the first year on Penn State.
I also loved Benjamin Franklin.
I said there's going to be an Aaron Burr next year.
Yes, please.
I was so hoping that Benny $100 was going to be that much better.
Miami has selected Avery Wallace, linebacker, Richmond. Houston is now on the clock. That is the 3rd Richmond player as well, I believe.
Still more than Texas Tech.
If you want to request any name... No, never mind. I'm not going to ask you for names because I'm just going to get jokes.
Excuse me, are you breaking out the names request list? Because I have quite a long one.
You're
I'm
gone.
sure you do.
I think Danger might have some names to request.
Like, seriously, I remember when I asked people to add names to the list, or I guess Alien did at one point, and I checked the list. It was like East-West Bowl names. There was like terrorist names on the list. I saw like Hurricane Sandy. Like,
What?
Oh my God.
that's the last time I crowdsourced asking for names.
Also, I'd like to point out, Rabid said Aliens Fish died of toxic shock because someone got Darius in their waters.
Houston selects Ben Beckwith, defensive tackle, USC. The Eagles are up.
If you crowdsource for names, you're literally just going to get as many hurt butt variations as possible.
Major hurt butt.
Hurt butt the
Cap.
second.
Major butt hurt.
Can't wait for quarterbacks to come back with ridiculous names for their sons in the next 10 years. Demetrius Skaggs. Incoming.
I want to laugh about there being like terrorist names as a suggested thing, but I feel like if I say it, we're going to be all on a list. So
Wasn't there like a Ben Skaggs or something? Some other Skaggs.
There's Van Skaggs.
Oh yeah, Van Skaggs.
There's also, I don't know why, but I've randomly thought of Melvin Jefferson for the first time in like 4 years.
whatever happened to Lucas Shea?
I have no idea.
He was the quarterback of Louisiana Tech, right?
Yeah,
he was
but,
a
like, what happened to him?
3.0. He
he's like
graduated.
He's a 3-star, right?
Yeah.
I always
think he-
assumed with the name that he was better, but I don't think he. I thought he was like a 4.5.
Oh, he got ruined by somebody, right?
I think he got benched his senior year.
Philadelphia
And he was
Eagles.
hot ass.
Eagles have selected Marquise Simpkins, quarterback, Maryland. The Raiders are up.
Why?
Boo!
Wow.
Alex
I
Bridgewater
honestly
is
did
gonna
not
be
think
free
he
Like
was
somebody just got
drafted.
fired.
Somebody tagged Sam.
Alex Bridgewater is going to be a free agent.
Dibs.
Alex
Just
Bridgewater is
retired
the
him.
best backup quarterback in the league.
Steelers still haven't picked, and there's only one round left, so...
Inspiral. Can I do the create a group bonus and name him Hurricane Jones?
I'm not allowing that.
But will you allow Butthammer?
Maybe.
Hurricane Butthammer.
I don't want to be known as the man who approved butt hammering.
Tredavious Butthammer.
Davies is a sweet name.
Tredavious Hammer Dykes.
Debrickashaw Butthammer.
I love Dykes.
Also, I'd like to point out that Inspiral, outside of the proper name, went back to his I use only lowercase letters.
Wait, what?
I mentioned earlier that Inspiral tends to type in either all caps or only lowercase letters.
They're gonna test this hypothesis.
Yeah,
Well, except that one time he got hammered and he was like talking to me when I wasn't even there. That was like partially.
So Luna, please don't read this.
Read this. And he never forget that I convinced Inspiral that he swapped to Syracuse, and he was just like, "Okay, I'm rolling with it." The Raiders have selected Xavier Valentine, running back, Air Force. Miami's on the clock.
Ooh.
That's another good name.
This guy was pretty good for Air Force, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was.
He was like the entire Air Force offense, other than Sam Baugh.
Well, I was going to say the Air Force system ran through either the quarterback or the running back in terms of just, it was kind of equal. In
So the
those
Steelers
terms.
are saying that they shouldn't have 197 or something?
We traded him 197.
Oh,
I just put it wrong in the title.
they're confused about it. Oh, Pittsburgh has selected Mackey Tolbert, defensive end, Iowa State. And then
Storm, would you like a comment?
And then Miami has selected Elias Langston, wide receiver, West Virginia. Cardinals are on the clock.
Of course they picked him.
Cardinals have selected Chance Finney, free safety, Connecticut. Miami's on the clock again.
Holy crap, this just went really quick.
What the fuck?
Storm.
SEC speed.
Yeah, Xavier Valentine had 272 carries for 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns last year.
Can't wait to find out why he sucks absolute ass in the preseason.
5.3 yards per carry.
I don't understand why Makai Tolbert would be selected by anyone on purpose, but I mean, I guess he is a warm body at defensive end.
Is he bad or something?
Like, he was a 4.5 out of 4.5, who came out as a 71 overall for starters. Let me see. I'm looking up his career stats right now on my handy spreadsheet.
You first started talking shit about him, and I just assumed he was a Missouri player.
Miami has selected Mohamed Mustafa, running back, West Virginia.
These homer
Also on the
picks.
clock.
Oh my god, man, this is so obvious.
Back-to-back West Virginia players for Miami. I wonder why.
Yeah, that's true. Last round has begun.
It's that pipeline.
Tolbert's career stats. Yeah,
They're currently in talks to trade for Mohamed Foster.
I must say this year's draft was much more entertaining than last year's draft.
Yeah, because last year's draft, I feel like Cyanide would be more fun.
It was awful, man. It was really awful.
I was there for the 4th and the 7th, and it was interesting.
Which draft was the one that we had the Dat Hill chat?
That was a while ago. It's like, oh wait, maybe not. It was like I think it might be 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was either last year or the year before. I'm just waiting for Dat Hill's son or little brother to get generated.
The worst draft is fucking 2014, no doubt.
His son, this hill.
No, it would be this hill.
Yeah, this hill.
Or Da Hill.
That's the third one. Bills are running out of time.
Circle the wagons, baby.
We're in the 7th round already.
Yeah, we actually went.
feel like
This went pretty fast.
I told you, it goes quick, even though it's 4 rounds.
It's actually
like
like
the
4.5
Bills are gonna
rounds
snake.
with comp picks.
Yeah.
Wait. So apparently Marquise Simpkins might be replacing Nico Kaufman, who I totally forgot about.
Damn.
Kaufman came out as like a 73 or something. He came out really low.
Buffalo selected Derek LeBlanc, kicker, Miami. Giants are now on the clock.
The wrong kicker got drafted.
I really like him, so I hope he does well. I don't really like Buffalo.
Is he Brian LeBlanc's like brother?
No.
Don't blame the quarterback.
Can I apologize preemptively for this pick?
That scares me.
Uh-oh.
Is
Giovanni
Giovanni
Esposito.
Esposito?
Aiden Hammer.
Thank you, Ace, for
Hammer.
being
It's gonna be the hammer for sure.
It's not the hammer.
Esposito.
The butt.
You bitch.
Is it going to be the greatest?
I had pick his in.
Well, it seems to have crashed my interface. So there's that. I wanted
The hammer crashed the interface?
No, I wanted to take him in like 6 picks. The New York Giants select Ethan Newby, running back, Florida. I wanted him. Fucker. God damn it.
Isn't that one of the kids in a starter family in The Sims?
I literally, I've been waiting for 50 picks to take him because I didn't have 6.
I figured that you wanted to pick him, and I was like, I've been eyeing him too, and I was like,
God damn it. He probably would never actually play for me, but I just wanted him.
I mean, to be fair, my running back depth right now is hilarious.
So Luna, you mean he won't push Asante Sabo?
No, but I need backups, and apparently the people I drafted last year are not super great.
Right now, my running backs are OJ Carano, Michael Duckworth, Elvis Williams, Elijah Harden.
What the fuck? It's all
Jeez, it's just a graveyard.
Stop collecting bad players at every position.
You're gonna trade for Don Williams next?
Baltimore has selected Walter Gray, running back, Sam Houston State. Pittsburgh's up.
Their annual FCS running back.
I took Owen Walton last year, who I believe is not good, and I took Isaiah Pecco from UNC, who I think is good but can't run the ball. He can only catch.
Why isn't anyone taking Joseph Saunders out of BYU?
He had 28 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
I guess I know who I'm taking.
My dumbass just realized I have a quarterback that's in this draft. He's only been my quarterback for 4 years.
What do you do exactly?
It felt like 6.
Saunders also has 157 receiving yards to touchdown last year.
He's getting picked in the next 3 picks because somebody brought this up.
Baltimore and picking FCS random ass running backs, name a more iconic duo.
Yo, can I get a quick scouting rundown, Clem, on Austin Laws?
3-year starter, 1,000 yards every year. Doesn't really catch the ball much. Won't get you more than 4.5 yards to carry.
I was actually expecting an insult, so I'll take it.
I mean, our offense has been really bad, and he's been the one saving grace for the whole time.
There's also Reginald Saunders.
What's wrong with
as
Rod?
well.
Yo, Stormstopper, Rod Fulton, same thing. Quick.
I just didn't think he was all that good.
Is he better than Paul Gibbs?
He was much better than Paul Gibbs. No one could ever be as bad as Paul Gibbs.
I don't know. James Otero did play for Kansas.
Do the Steelers know it's their turn again?
Ace started on this, but Reginald Saunders has 1,557 yards last year, second in the ACC to Dockery, 5.41 yards per carry, 19 touchdowns.
Was Otero Storm's original running back? I guess he was.
Yeah, he was.
Holy shit, I feel like forever ago.
Now he's mine. Sorry, it just pisses Storm off. So
a Missouri running back to put in the backfield with him. I'm so appalled at this.
Aaron Shea and James Otero, best friends forever.
Go South Carolina.
On Reginald Saunders, he was ass for 2 whole years, and all of a sudden, I leave and he's good. So I guess I'm not good with running backs.
I don't know what you want me to say, but I think I know what the problem is.
Oh shit, the Colts owner isn't good with running backs?
Why did that fade out?
I don't know. Did the feds just find him?
Huh.
Steelers are about to run out of time.
There's a pocket QB who ran a faster 40 time than a hybrid QB.
That's bizarre.
Sneaky athletic, really gym ran.
Austin Hector ran it faster than Jordan North.
Oh wow.
I would like to use this time to point out that Marlon Bailey had a better shuttle time than Jabari Fletcher.
I don't know who either of those people are.
Bailey's the thick Akron defensive tackle. Fletcher was at Texas coverage linebacker that fell to the second.
Steelers have been skipped and the Cardinals are up again.
I like Alien's comment in the shout box, going with the Simpkins theme. Eagles going 8-0 and finishing 8-8 confirmed.
Cardinals, take the highest hybrid that you can. Take Chase Shapiro.
Take Reginald
Chase.
Saunders because you don't have enough running back.
Please take a running back. Yeah, I was gonna say take a running back.
Take Joseph Saunders. Finish it.
Take the other Saunders.
Arizona selects Adrian Eruption, quarterback, Indiana. Patriots.
God damn it.
I just
Wow.
erupted.
He's so bad.
Hey, Clem, do we have another pick?
I know you know we do because we talked about it.
Emperor, are you aware that the season starts soon? Who won the last Super Bowl?
Oh shit! What? Oh, it was the Raiders. It was the Raiders. It was the Raiders.
Damn it!
New England, I'm talking to you right now. Drop the hammer. The hammer has still not been selected. It's time.
Can people pick faster? I have Chipotle to pick up, and they close in an hour.
Emperor, do you remember who went first overall this year?
Oh no, I didn't watch.
Somebody please pick Austin Hector. He had a 41 Wonderlic, please.
That's. I feel like at this point it might actually be worth just to have on like your practice squad.
Can you not mention Austin Hector, please? Thank you.
Austin Hector should have gone number 1 overall over Matt Jones.
Austin El Torero Hector.
Okay. that makes-
Patriots have selected Natrone Wallace, free safety, Sam Houston State. Packers up.
I was really hoping the Patriots were going to drop the hammer because I feel like Patriot Hammer is another branch of the military that Trump was about to found.
What kind of name is Natrone?
Wait, Natrone.
His nickname is Patron.
You're welcome.
That's the second Sam Houston State player in the last 4 picks.
If nicknames become a thing, we might actually get Tugboat Butt Hammer.
Tugboat is the first in the next recruiting class.
Yeah, there's a tugboat.
I thought it was just a nickname though.
It is.
But it is his
Tugboat.
name.
But it's his
Tugboat
listed
is
as his
love.
player one.
Tugboat is life.
Packers are on the clock.
Dude, that was the weirdest thing. I came into like the shout box right after it happened, where all of a sudden there was a guy named Tugboat. It's just the weirdest goddamn thing. Who's that? That was XKL, right? Who named himself to Tugboat.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he's like strong and like
Yeah,
resilient.
the reason it was funny is because he gave himself the nickname.
Because he was strong and resilient. What the fuck does that even mean?
Packers,
Just like tugboats.
Packers have selected. Yes, because when I think of strong and resilient, I think of tugboats. The Packers have selected Mateo Burrows, guard TCU. I'm on the clock.
I'm glad they didn't
Take
drop
the
that
hammer.
I feel like Packer Hammer would have been some kind of slur.
Jacksonville, drop the hammer.
Certified
Fuck
bust.
off. Yo, who do I talk to? My password's not working. In Spiral! In Spiral! Call me!
Try typing barbecue. See if it works.
Oh, it worked.
Tap
Password
the
is
brewer.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Joseph Saunders is still on the board.
Tap
Reginald
So
Saunders?
is Austin Laws.
New recruit name, Barbecue Butt Hammer.
Nice.
Sweet Baby Butt Hammer.
I'd like to buy that in a bottle.
Sweet Baby Butt Hammer was actually my prison name.
God damn it. Mark Purdy as a captain bonus. And he was okay
Jaguars.
for Kentucky.
Fucking interface slow as shit again.
It just crashed, so I don't know what happened.
Because everyone wants to see the hammer be dropped.
Oh my god, you didn't just do this.
I selected Austin Hector, quarterback, San Diego.
Son of a bitch!
Vikings are now
You had to fucking mention him.
You're welcome.
God fucking damn it.
How many quarterbacks do you have now?
Selena, are you collecting quarterbacks like I collect?
I have
receivers?
5. But one of them's getting cut for sure.
It's probably going to be Schuler.
Is it Austin Hector?
It's likely Schuler. He was fucking awful last year.
That means the 2 highest rated quarterbacks at 6 feet or up still on the board are Raheem Murrell and Chase Shapiro.
Schuler's likely out, and Byron Harper isn't looking super hot either.
I like Byron Harper, but I don't want to trade for him. I don't know if that makes any sense. It should.
Austin Hector is the true heir to Christian Barkley.
Christian Barkley is the single greatest player to ever happen in this sim.
Did you guys forget that Christian Barkley isn't even probably going to start this year?
I know.
You
Taylor
were
was
so good last year.
T-Rod is just a smokescreen.
Christian Barkley, good Christian Barkley is the greatest player. Bad Christian Barkley needs to go to the Shadow Realm.
Is Chase Shapiro good Christian Barkley or bad Christian Barkley?
He's abysmal Christian Barkley.
Chase Shapiro's bad. Chase Shapiro.
Yes.
I'm tempted to take him in the 7th round purely just to spite you.
Oh, do it. Please do. I will be so happy.
Wait, so who actually has the last pick?
Rams.
The Rams.
Oh,
They have the last 2
time. Please take Esposito, please.
The interface is so slow, I can't load anything right now.
Time. Take the hammer.
Vikings are still up.
It's going to be such a disappointment if Esposito doesn't go last, but I don't think it's happening.
I don't really think he's
as
funny as
Who would not draft a 69 overall kicker? I mean, honestly, it's just a steal at this point.
Vikings have selected Chris Burgos, wide receiver, Kansas. 49ers are.
Why do they do this to me?
Wasn't this guy an early deck?
He was, yes. And I wish he wouldn't have been because, like, my wide receiver core.
Don't you have, like, other positions at wide receivers, like cornerbacks, tight ends, and some of that shit?
Like, I literally had 2, like, players who were listed as wide receiver who were healthy for last year.
Man, who would start their cornerback at wide receiver?
I put a kicker on my wide receiver depth chart one year.
Packers legend Marquise Reed.
Oh, he just got drafted? Nice.
I'm very confused why someone is dropping, and I don't want to say his name.
Is it Austin Hector?
Do it.
No, he's already fucking gone.
The hammer.
Stop reminding me that Austin Hector is gone.
My goal now is just to find who the player that Dean wants us to not mention.
It's probably like some fucking random guy who was really good, but it's like a 68 or something.
No.
Find a bad wide receiver or running back, and it's that guy.
Why
It's
is
Stuart
it suddenly
Patterson.
slow again? What the fuck? It went so fast for a second, and now it's super
May
slow.
I mention that Joseph Saunders, the 28 touchdown man, is still on the board.
Reginald Saunders, the 18 touchdown man, is still on the board. But who doesn't want a guy named Reginald?
I'm trying to find the year that I started a kicker. I put a
Malik
kicker.
Smith?
You actually nailed it, to be perfectly honest.
Why would you want Smith? He did nothing.
Somebody should pick Malik Smith.
He's a 73 corner out of FCS.
Louisiana Lafayette is not FCS.
Yeah, I was about to say they're Sunbelt.
Oh,
Wow.
Sunbelt is basically FCS. Let's be
Way to be
real.
unprepared for the drafting, Dean.
Hey, there's Sunbelt West, which is like, I mean, Sunbelt East.
San Francisco has selected Rod Fulton, running back, Kansas. Browns up.
We're giving Storm too much power.
And I've all of a sudden gone from 1 player that's drafted to 3.
I no longer want Malik Smith because I thought he was an FCS.
Seriously, please get off the interface unless you're like an immediate upcoming pick. I'll list them. It's Browns, Patriots, Lions, Colts, Bears, Packers.
Oh shit, Colt, thanks for that heads up.
What up?
There was a tight end that I liked, but I've already drafted 2, and I don't want to draft a 3rd. I feel like
Who?
3 tight ends are an overkill. I wanted Avery Presley out of Florida. Because he's a blocking guy.
He's still
And he has a
available.
captain. I mean, yeah, but I don't want to draft 3 tight ends.
That dude is like stone hands, but I guess he was good at blocking.
Yeah. I just want him for blocking and his captain.
Derek Aguirre from Temple was like second string, but
Cleveland has selected Malik Smith, cornerback, Louisiana Lafayette. Hey, kids are now.
I was sad because I was going to snipe Dean with that pick.
I just want to point out that right before that happened, I mentioned in the Colts chat that we should take him.
Oh, so now you're interacting with the Colts chat.
Oh, yeah, no, I also wanted to say that so I could mention for posterity that at least once I did actually help try and make a pick.
I requested our 7th-string cornerback. I am proud.
Can't stop me.
Practice squad corner.
Top 11 coach.
Actually, fuck it. I might just take kicker.
It's Patriots.
Wait, Dean, listen to Babata. Take Jamari Turner and use him as a punt returner.
The Steelers at some point selected their pick that was jumped over a while ago. They selected Blake Rains, linebacker, Army.
I'm not going to take... Who the fuck is Jamari Turner?
Has a 60 been taken at all? No 60 anything.
Perfect time for Giovanni Esposito to strike.
Yeah, Jamari Turner at this point would actually be pretty good.
I think he would, yeah.
Who the fuck is
So now
Jamari
he's going to
Turner?
Patriots.
He was a corner out of Oregon State who won the Versatility Award. I forgot what it's called, but the Horning, I think.
Yeah.
He won that. He had multiple picks. Had multiple picks, and then also had a few return touchdowns as well.
I'm just going to take a guy with captaincy. Man, I totally forgot how much I don't give a fuck about the 7th round.
This is my favorite round.
Yeah, I'm fully invested in this one.
The 7th round is where we got 2 out of our 6 or 7 wide receivers.
Dean, take Adam Haywood.
That sounds like an okay. New England is selecting Amari Turner, cornerback, Oregon State. Lions are now.
Ubata just mentioned him in the shout box.
We just mentioned him on the broadcast.
I could take...
I just mentioned Haywood because I beat his ass at Central Michigan before I left.
I completely missed the fact that the Vikings picked the guy that I wanted to take in the 7th.
Argos. Upcoming picks, it's Lions now, then Colts, Bears, Packers, Falcons, Chiefs, Redskins, Saints.
Will, what do you want for that 7th?
Detroit has selected Nehemiah Good, outside linebacker, Georgia. Colts up.
Do you want to trade your 7th for my 7th?
Straight up? Deal.
Wait, what? Doesn't that mean you're moving? Oh, you're moving up 1 spot.
Do you want to do it?
Fuck, I would have done that kind of shit. If somebody wanted to.
Hey, Clem, you want to do it?
I'd rather just pick now.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about our own chat. I wasn't talking about what they were talking about.
Well, I mean, we have 2 guys talking about, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But you know which one I'm talking about.
Emperor suddenly gives a fuck at the end of the 7th round.
Yeah, I said I'm fully invested in this one.
69.
It's Jamel Armstrong.
I would never have Jamel Armstrong on my roster.
I would also never have Jamel Armstrong on my NFL roster.
But you did.
I said NFL. Also, used him to beat you several times, so... Yeah.
Current draftees by conference, according to Jarrett. Big 10, 45. SEC, 33. Pac-12, 29. Big 12, 21. Mountain West, 15. ACC, 12. AAC, 12. MAC, 7. CUSA, 7. Independence, 5. Sun Belt, 4. FCS more than 3 or 4 of these.
God, ACC is always so far behind, and I love it.
It's because you guys suck.
Giants owner and South Carolina head coach quoted as saying 69s and condoms don't go together too well.
Quote from the Giants believer. We just got sniped for the 4th time tonight. What the fuck?
No. That is the Patriots.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, Amp, we're gonna go ahead and do it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel like
don't
Emperor's
like
not
where
actually
it's
reading
going.
the chat. And he's just.
Abe literally said he did not care, so it's going great.
Indianapolis has selected Aiden Hammer, tackle, Ball State. You
Drop the hammer.
There we go.
guys are fucking retarded.
So now the Emperor's Hammer is no canon.
24 FCS players drafted, which is more than every conference except the PAC, SEC, and Big Ten.
Colt Hammer.
This is great.
Just
Surprised they didn't draft Esposito. That's what I was expecting.
We already took a kicker. I'm not taking a second kicker just for fucking me.
I'm not taking
alright?
2 kickers.
Oh yeah, who would draft for jokes, right?
I
Well, I
run
mean,
this team.
Hammer was actually kind of a need for us.
Why didn't you just go to the hardware store?
The fact that that's the first thing you've said in like 5 minutes makes it so much better.
It's the 7th round. I don't really have much to say.
I can tell.
That's why I brought all these other fools on.
7th round is where I come alive.
We needed Rome too, to have the AFC South fully represented. Except the Titans, but they're not a real team.
Yeah, so the AFC South fully represented. I'm not convinced Bobata like actually has a voice. I think he might be like a self-learning AI.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say I think he's a robot. If we believe in conspiracies, I believe he is like the Terminator. The Bears have selected Isaac Watkins, free safety, Nevada. Packers up.
There's a trade coming.
Yeah, you guys are swapping picks. That's what's happening. Doing the Belichick shit.
Can we have Schefter on that trade?
Fuck you, I'm gonna have to do it. You're just making me do extra work. Oh my god, I don't even know if I want. I might not do these draft trades. That's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna take me like weeks. I guess there's probably time.
You're telling me you don't want to do the 7th round 228 for William Anderson?
You know how long this is gonna take me to do all these fucking draft trades?
You have to do the desk for Jackie Eaton trade.
Yeah, well, the real ones are getting stuff.
you
Green Bay
saying that
selected
our trade-
Samir Hatcher, running back, Maryland. Falcons up.
Are you saying that our trades aren't real?
Yes.
I'm gonna have a fucking.
Wait, is this site not real?
Why is Bubata talking in binary in the shout box?
If you say his name backwards, he disappears into another dimension.
Adaboob.
Adabub.
Adabub.
Great. Now he's gone. We don't have any more stats.
Bubba.
Wait, let me see this. Load faster.
Bubba duh. Bubba duh.
I just want to say a collective fuck you to Arizona for this draft and what they did. I don't like you, and I hate you very much.
Wait. Why did Bababa type the number 9 in binary?
I don't know. I just said why did it
X-Files theme starts.
I have confirmed the trade.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Loads on the interface.
Falcons
I like-
go.
I like how we have to actually go through the effort of putting it on the CFBHC too.
Fuck both of you.
Yeah, you're doing that.
For doing extra work and making me do extra work for no reason.
I actually have a plan here.
What is your plan that goes back one spot?
You will see.
No, you won't. Falcons
Making
have
money.
selected Mason Parks, tight end, Nevada. Chiefs up.
Oh, fuck you. I want him as a UDFA.
What the fuck? You have Jason Irwin, the man. Why would you want another one?
Nice. We only have 2 on the roster.
Oh, that's the first 69 drafted. Nice.
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 But no, we wanted him because his stats are absolutely insane for a tight end.
Hey, now that we have a 69 off the board, Esposito is wide open, and I mean that literally and figuratively.
How bad or good is Stuart Patterson?
He was a 3-4 guy playing in a 4-3. That's all I'll say.
That should fit because I run a 4-3.
That doesn't make him good in a 4-3.
Chiefs have selected Jake Johnson, guard from Chattanooga. Redskins up.
UTC, go Mocs.
What the fuck is a mock?
Chattanooga.
It's a moccasin.
Like a mock draft?
No, it's apparently it's a moccasin, but then the mascot's a bird, so like who knows?
That makes no fucking sense. What?
Didn't the logo used to be a train?
Oh, I was like,
Yes, it did.
What? That makes even less sense.
I'll post it. Let me do it. Because I'm from the area.
A moccasin is either a type of shoe or a snake. So of course the bird is the fucking logo, and it used to be a train.
I want to try to snipe the Saints now. I think supremely dickish.
I hope somebody gets fired over this.
Why would I get fired over this? And also, Will's not gonna get fired.
Redskins, pay.
I just posted the Chattanooga thing.
There has to be a background to why this is their logo. Okay, it's a bird in a train.
Yes, it's a bird in a train, and their mascot name is the Mocs.
I don't. I need to know the backstory behind this.
Do we know if the bird is wearing a shoe?
I have no idea.
Washington has selected Keith Tinsley Samuels, tight end, Hawaii. Giants up.
I guess this is as good a time as any to mention why I'm still confused that Iowa State's logo is a bird in a cyclone.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a road runner. Wait, no, it's UTSA.
Mock is the shortened version of the original nickname moccasins. It refers to the northern mockingbird, Tennessee's state bird.
That's the most fucking dumb southern thing I've ever heard, to call a mockingbird a moccasin.
Oh yes, absolutely.
To kill a moccasin.
What does that have to do with trains? It still doesn't explain any of that.
Chattanooga choo-choo.
Okay, so they just combined a bunch of shit into one image, basically.
Yep.
Why won't the clock start?
I was in Chattanooga recently, and I can confirm that it's nonsense.
Brag about it.
Is this pen?
There's nothing to brag about being in Chattanooga.
The what you can brag
No.
about.
I thought the brag was that he's no longer in Chattanooga.
The brag is that it's not northern Georgia.
Yes, that's like literally the only good part.
The timer has stopped.
I've restarted it, question mark?
There we go, thank you.
I may have laughed so hard that I hit stop.
But Mason Parks, our last pick, has 57 yards. Oh, my bad. 2,375, 57. My bad.
Oh my god, fucking instant Hall of Famer. He doesn't have to play.
And
yards per game.
26 touchdowns in the last 2 years as a tight end.
The Giants have selected Joseph Saunders, running back, BYU. Saints up.
He only had 6,000 yards a year.
We were taking the other Saunders.
John Saunders is dead.
So the Giants just took 2 running backs in the 7th round.
Yep.
To add to their 4 or 5 other ones.
Well, Joseph Saunders had 28 touchdowns last year.
So let's not make fun of the Cardinals anymore for this, because now the Giants apparently have all the running backs.
Guys, make fun of me. I'm not used to not being made fun of.
You kind of do it to yourself.
Saints, Broncos, Cowboys, Rams, Panthers, Vikings, Bucks are the next 7.
Yeah, and Lucas brings up a good point. The only good thing about Chattanooga is their like citywide public fiber optic internet. It's like an actual utility.
That's random. Wonder why did they get that from Google or something?
No, they did it before Google Fiber, I believe.
Crazy. I mean, it's not that big of a city, so I guess it's okay.
But the people love it.
Orlando's getting it next year, I think. Seems likely.
It's gonna be run by Disney.
Dak, you're trying to make fun of me for being incompetent. Kind of funny. Oh wait, he's also making fun of himself. I didn't realize that.
New Orleans has selected Dante Pennell, defensive end, Miami, Ohio. Broncos up.
Really, there's still some LSU players.
Damn, they went to a 68 for that one.
Cesare is really high on Pennell.
Oh yeah, that's a college coach. Probably could have gotten him in a UDFA though.
It's a 7th round. I really don't care.
That's fair. You could have gotten what the fuck's his name? Chase Shapiro.
I'll defer to Ace.
The only good thing about Chase Shapiro is that I limited the ability for him to throw the ball.
That sounds like my
His career high in passing yards is 223. He's had 2 career games where he threw for 200 yards and a touchdown.
Ryder Shipman.
You could have taken Ismaili off of Masaga from Ball State instead.
Yeah, but then we'd be drafting a Ball State player.
Yeah, and you'd be winning.
Would I
Hashtag
really?
winning.
And comes one of my favorite parts of the site is UDFAs, where I just drop like 50 on a person.
Oh man, Miami's getting destroyed right now.
It's glorious.
And that doesn't surprise me at all.
Like we had to hear.
Broncos are about to use all of the time.
Wait, why does Blake Fry have a better game passing yards wise than Chase Shapiro?
Because Shapiro was awful.
Yes.
So was Blake Fry.
Blake Fry had his moments, okay?
Blake Fry was a god.
Not many, but he had a couple.
Blake Fry was fucking terrible.
I actually
Blake Fry
tried to
got
recruit
bullied.
him when I was like really shitty at Temple. Like I think that was my first
Broncos, please.
recruiting class, but I didn't get him.
Some IRL news. Apparently, North Carolina A&T has more FBS wins the past 3 years than Kansas.
That's really funny.
Broncos ran out of time.
Ow.
Broncos have taken the max time on like literally every pick.
I think neither Franz or Bingo are here. Somebody else is drafting for them.
Well,
Will, I
apparently that
posted
person's
the
not here
trade.
either.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've been secretly drafting for the Broncos all night.
Every competent organization has taken 2 running backs: Dean, Dactor, and Llamas.
Hey, we took 2 as well.
And the Colts.
Don't forget us.
Oh, and the
Yeah. The Colts are like, hey, remember us with that dynamic trio.
Cowboys have selected Lawrence Miller, offensive tackle, Dayton. Took another flyer. Denver has selected Anthony Harris, kicker, NC State.
Will have your party.
Doesn't
Dean,
Denver have
what
a
is
good
that
kicker?
trade?
Make sure that party is
They do
within
it.
40
It's
yards.
Sam Sarai.
What? I did my trade.
How many kickers named Sam are going to be starting in the
No,
NFL?
just
Sam
why,
Sarai, Sam
dude?
Gilligan, Sam Walsh.
I traded up one spot.
why?
Trading up one. Why not?
Oh, I had to do something, and Anthony Harris got drafted. Let's go, Harris.
You also got to confirm the elite trade that we made.
There are 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 more picks.
Still no
4
punters.
of which are the Rams. Or 3 of
I'm
which.
gonna hype up someone to be drafted. Adonai is a 75 4 out of 4, which is the second highest 4 out of 4 rated in this draft. So select Adonai. He is a kicker.
I've never heard of him.
I've never actually.
He's from Boise State. And Boise State's fullback is a 76 4 out of 5. Fullback. Until Faulkner came out, that they were the 2 highest 4 rated players. And they were both from Boise State.
Wow, the Rams.
I never joke.
Another homer pick.
That's a taffy pick.
I wonder why.
Good lord, I just now checked it.
He eventually picked, right?
The only more iconic duo than Cade and not being around for late round picks is Miami and being overrated in the preseason.
I thought it was Shea and Otero.
I will find you.
Are you a cop?
Well, if I were, I'd have to tell you.
The Saints owner just wrote at DD1998,
Wait,
what
did
the
you
fuck
see?
are you two doing? Do I need to come in there?
Yes.
Did you not tell me you were doing that?
I'm blinking twice.
Why?
Why the fuck?
Cade things. We have a long snapper, but not a punter.
He's a 71. Why?
The captain.
Is it really though?
Let's look at the real positive behind this. At least Cade is picking in the 7th round.
Silence. Did everyone just die?
This draft will not fucking end. Can you order it first? Ah.
So the Cardinals are the worst team next year, right?
Hey, Clem, you don't need to be mean like that, man.
I'm sorry, no hype from me. Win more than 2 games, and you'll get some hype.
So
Talking about a draft class.
DC wins the game.
DD wins a game.
Surprisingly, me winning a game.
It's been maybe 3 real life years since we've had a 100-yard rushing game. So this is a very obvious answer.
It feels like it's been 3 real life years since I've gotten a win.
All right, 2 picks, and I am ready. Let it begin.
Another Marist quarterback taken in the 7th round. Oh, I will eat my word.
Tampa Bay and picking shitty ass QBs and
Tampa, please place Hollis or Alan Hollis as a holder. That way you can get that special teams bonus.
Please
You're gonna
start Alan
collect as many
Hollis.
quarterbacks as I collect wide receivers. Jesus Christ! I have 8 wide receivers on my roster right now, and I had 5. Hold on, I gotta think. I had Davenport. Who's my back? Thomas, Brazina, Sutherland. I'm missing one.
So
I
many
had
bad
Tom
quarterbacks.
Stacy for 2 games. Tom Stacy for 2 games. So
Wait.
5.
You with Tom Stacy?
I have 7 running backs right
What the fuck?
Why?
now. Because I totally forgot I had Timothy Braxton from Middle Tennessee from last year that I claimed
Saints,
from
come the
Titans.
fuck on. You're gonna run out of time in a second.
Will.
I was updating the wiki.
Rapid says he took Alan Hollis only to be a captain. So you're gonna waste a roster spot on that? Interesting.
So I want to point out that not only has North Carolina won more FBS games than Kansas over the past 3 years, but they've actually won as many FBS games in the past 3 years as Kansas has won total games.
Oh my god.
New Orleans has selected Nicholas Mingo, free safety, Miami, Ohio. Pittsburgh's on the clock.
That's a fantastic name.
another Miami, Ohio guy for New Orleans. I guess this is Cesari's turn to pick.
If Mingo is the last name, can we have the first name Barcavius?
Can we have the first name
Barkovitz.
Bingo? Bingo Mingo?
Bingo Butthammer.
Still waiting for one of Johans or Xavier spelled XZ.
Never forget that upon the birth of Duncan Jr., we have created a recruit in his image. Her image. His image. I don't know what gender it assumes.
It's
Her image. So, do you guys think Raheem Morrell goes in the last 10 picks?
Emperor
No.
apparently has left the broadcast. Nobody noticed. Nobody gives a fuck.
I feel like I scared him off.
Maybe I have said it was smart. I recant. It is not smart to have a roster spot only for a quarterback that's a special teams captain. It seems like a terrible idea, honestly. Maybe for the preseason.
Who sounds like Saluna on here?
No one. Me.
No.
Steelers have selected Kyle Palmer, running back, Wake Forest. Didn't this dude run for a shitload of yards?
He's
This-
kind of garbage. He fumbles way too much.
Yeah, this is Mr. Butterfingers.
Oh.
I can pull up the stats from last year real quick.
You got to pull up the stats of 2019 because she got redshirted in 2020.
Yeah, oddly enough.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Kendrick redshirted all his good players in 2020 to try and build up for 2021 for a
Kind
bowl
of
game.
worked because he made a bowl.
But he lost the state.
And Kendrick didn't even last this season, I don't think.
Is he gone?
No, he's still here.
Oh, wow.
He's here in spirit.
I'm surprised because he just tends to leave and then come back.
He left 4 or 5 times. Philadelphia has selected Malachi McKnight, defensive end, Bowling Green. Raiders on the clock.
Let's draft Mackay Stewart. Let's make it happen.
What's with you and bad quarterbacks?
Listen, I got a thing. I gotta just keep hyping it. Although I still think Andre Webb has a possible chance.
Damn it, I ate the entire bag of Jumbo's Jew goods.
I'm tempted to take Justin Vila just so I can finally have him, but I'm not going to.
My owner wants me to pimp out Milo Condon.
I think my neighbor is currently blasting the first Pokemon movie, which is weird.
That's amazing.
Damn it, we should have made the background of the stream the Pokemon movie.
Raiders have selected Xavier Pennington, fullback, Boise State. Bengals up.
That's a good pick because he was a 4 out of 5. He has upside. I was going to sign him in UDFA, except that I'm paying my fullback a stupid amount of money.
He's also got a good last name.
Yeah, I was
like
about to bring that up.
Pennington. Is that like a fetish?
Well, the last Pennington turned out well for him.
That's true.
Now, Auto 9.
We're officially into the final comp picks.
Oh, thank God. So it took 3.5 hours, the last 4 rounds, but compared in speed to the other ones, it's way faster.
I know the Rams took Sam Walsh, but they should also draft Auto 9, create some camp controversy.
All right, we got to discuss who. Well, actually, let's not call out names for who we think it's going to be the last pick, because we're going to influence it.
Last year, I believe, was Chase Beaver
Bengals have
Hildebrand.
selected Chase Shapiro, quarterback, Texas Tech.
Why?
That funk should fire himself.
Wow.
Ravens, Rams, and we are done.
Camp arm, I guess.
Like, I can't actually fathom why you would have taken Chase Shapiro.
I would have much rather had Michael Thompson or Miles Carmichael at that pick.
Absolutely.
Like, even Raheem Merle would have been a better.
No.
Yes.
No.
Look.
I put them on the same level.
Merle has thrown a ball forward, like, more than 10 times in a game. Like,
well, I mean,
the Ravens
he doesn't know.
The Ravens have selected Felix Hinojosa, outside linebacker, Indiana. Rams on the clock twice.
Rams take Auto 9.
Morrell doesn't know which team players are on his team or not. He just kind of throws it.
It's going to be Wisconsin players, so look up Wisconsin players.
That Felix pick was actually not a bad one. He was an early deck, 69. It was a +3 locker room rating.
Oh, by the way, before I forget about this, I want to make this quick note to Inspiral. The draft picks page has said 2019 since 2019. I keep meaning to mention this every year, but I keep forgetting. This year, I did not forget. Update that shit.
Until, like, the very last two picks.
Update it for next. Might as well just make it 2023.
Okay, I have.
And then it'll be 2023 until, like, the 2026 draft.
Probably, yeah.
It's like the same as I had last year. I had the last 2 picks last year.
Well, this isn't even the first time that the Rams. I mean, this isn't even the first time that the Rams have had Mr. Irrelevant pick.
Yeah.
Fucking tradition of naming or of waiting the entire goddamn time to make your last 2 picks.
Bubaba has Morrell as the number 21 QB and Shapiro as number 22 on his board.
Oh my god. Okay, I have 2 bets for Mr. Irrelevant.
I mean, we already dropped the hammer.
Maybe we'll not even have a Mr. Irrelevant. That happened once.
That would be Hinojosa if they don't pick.
Yeah.
My vote is. Oh yeah, we're not saying it. Okay.
Time has mentioned
I haven't
Giovanni Esposito.
1 minute left.
John O'Donnell Beavers.
The real pick's going to be Akil Williams III.
AW3 to me. You could go for Ralph Julian out of Oregon.
With the final pick, the Los Angeles Rams select. Oh shit! What up, that boy?
Oh shit! What up, Dat Hill? This is the
You're
longest.
seriously taking the entire time. Fuck you.
The real pick is Tide Pods or Bleach Tonight, quoteth the Rams owner.
I'm currently doing my introducing the draft class thing, and I just want to point out that I felt like it was more difficult to find a Kansas defensive back current picture than it was to find our Marist punter picture last year.
The Rams have selected Avery Presley, tight end, Florida.
Son of
The
a
Rams are on the
bitch.
clock again.
Oh, damn you, Rams.
Maybe you should have drafted him instead of drafting 5 running backs.
I drafted 2 in the 7th round. What is so fucking wrong with that?
My last
Why did you
2
draft
picks
for
were
running
both
backs?
named Xavier.
I drafted Newbie
That's
and
weird.
Saunders.
I think Benjamin McGee.
They can have a fucking camp battle, and then whoever wins, wins, and then the other one goes to...
With the final pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select John O'Donnell Beavers, wide receiver, Stanford. That's 2 years in a row that Mr. Irrelevant has Beaver in his name.
You should have gone for the Beaver, Ralph Julian.
We did it! Yay!
Let's go.
That's probably my second favorite streak on the site, only to the Colts running.
Okay. Okay, Ace. I thought we were cool.
I will say this. I did really want. I wasn't sure if you were going to pick McDermott at 102, I think. And since we had the pick right before you, and I knew that we had talked about him before, that's who I was targeting with my pick.
At 115?
Yeah, 115.
Oh, yeah, we were all in on him at 100. We knew he wasn't going to last till 116.
Oh, wow. Alright, guys, I want to wrap it
All
up
right.
because I need to go get food.
Let me just say a couple things. Make sure everyone updates their team page and cap sheet with your draft picks. UDFAs, you're going to have till Tuesday to do it. It's going to be posted on your club forum. Don't use your old team pages. Those are going to be removed soon. We will be looking for a new Washington Redskins owner, so I will post about that. And the preseason will start probably in like 2 or 3 weeks. We have a couple things we got to do with the training camp and rookie camp, and the free agency is now post-draft, so the rules apply for that. And you can start bidding on those guys now if you want.
Follow all the rules properly. The sooner you do everything, the sooner we get training camp, which I know everybody's really looking forward to.
Yeah. I will be posting also the preseason preseason sign up, so you can start finding who you want to play and post it. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I need somebody. Hopefully, somebody listening still will do this for me. I need somebody to come up with a list of all of the undrafted players so that I can do the UDFA shit. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That concludes the 2022 NFLHC draft. We'll see you probably in another 6 or 7 months, maybe more, depending on how things go. Maybe less. I don't know. We usually have about 2 of these a year. Yeah, so we're going to be starting soon, and let's get to it.
All right, everybody, that concludes the draft broadcast. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Nighty night.
Night.